Hi guys. Hope everybody's doing okay today. Sorry I've been MIA for a while. Just had some stuff going on. I hope that your Sunday has been doing well and uh, you are all having a good time. Um, but let's get tonight started so that we can have some fun. Hi, Sunita, making blue hats. How are you? I'm glad to see you. I did go ahead and post the links so that if anybody does want to come up, they can. Oh, that sounds good, Sunita. Hey, Jen. Good to see you. Hi, Sue. How you doing? I'm doing really well today. How are you guys doing? Oh, there's my Sue. Hello, Sue.
You caught me. I'm smoking.
That's all right. Hi, Gail. How are you?
But my blood pressure's coming down. It's still high, but at least it's coming down.
Well, that's good. Maybe it was all that stressing over the Mother's Day gift.
There you go. And the fact that I drink too much coffee and yeah, my salt contact needs work.
Yeah, could have something to do with it. Gail, I'm doing all right.
No, you're half left. Seriously.
Well, so what's been going on with everybody? I've been gone for a little while.
Fighting the blood pressure issue.
Jen said hello, Sue.
Hi, Jen. What you doing, Stardust? My cat is staring at something. I have no idea.
It's fun to figure out what they're looking at, isn't it?
Yeah, no, she's just sitting there staring at something, and I have no idea what she's, you know. Oh my goodness, I had to take off all my jewelry today and I feel necky.
Yeah, I had to take my necklace, my two necklaces that I always have on off because we're trying to add the two little people that my kids got me for
Mother's
Mother's Day to it. And so I keep going to grab for them and they're not there. And it's like, I feel naked.
I know, because I took my necklace off because I always wear a necklace, if anything. And the only thing I still have on is my watch. Because I can't have jewelry on when I'm going through the the CAT scan.
Yeah. Yep.
So I feel naked, that I'm not naked.
Hi, Kenneth. So how's your sister's blanket coming along?
Um, Hang on. I'm looking at all the balls of yarn in its package that got sent to me because I haven't got anything done yet.
Ah,
Just just the image in my head. No, she'll start nagging at me again. Have you started on my blanket yet? No. Hold on. This is the chenille that I'm using.
oh, that's beautiful.
I got it from England. That was the first component I got for it. And okay. This, hang on, it's the pink.
Oh, that's pretty.
So basically, you know, that would be the combination is the pink and cream. How long did I hunt for it? Bloody ever.
Yeah, you did say it took you forever to find it.
Well, it had to be the perfect shade of pink, and because I'm the fussy butt, I had to find wool. It couldn't be acrylic. It could be a wool blend. It couldn't be anything but wool. So trying to find the right shade of pink in wool was difficult. It was a challenge. Hold on a second. I've got to plug up. Since this drains my battery very quickly. But anyway,
Yeah, well, Zach said that's pretty, Sue.
yes. And well, it couldn't be just any pink. It had to be a dusty rose pink. So Julian's fussiness on the pink, and then my fussiness on the yarn. And because that chenille yarn, it's 100% cotton. And to buy it any other way than I got it, it would have been 10 times more expensive.
I was gonna say that's expensive yarn.
Yeah, I got
Chanel
it.
is not cheap.
I know I got it as new old stock on Etsy, and I snapped it up as soon as I could. So even if it's still, it was sitting here for yonky donks, at least I had it.
Yeah, Yep.
So for me, it wasn't a matter of you know, not finding the pink forever and a day. It was at least I had the chenille because that was also very difficult to find. What the hell
That
are you
was
doing, Pat?
that was affordable.
Yeah, no, it cost me for 480 yards or something. It cost me like $40, including $45 or something. It was anyway. It was under $50, including shipping from England.
Oh, that's not bad.
No, not considering to buy one skein of, you know, anywhere else. It was like 50 odd dollars one skein.
Yeah.
Like, it's like,
And
it's like
once
certain yarn.
one
Certain,
skein usually isn't that big of a yardage
no,
of Chanel. Hey,
no.
Tiffany.
Is Tiffany in the house?
She is.
Yeah, it's trouble.
Hi, Liz. And thank you. I will do that. We have somebody out there uh that is Creations by Christine.
Uh-huh.
Um and I guess she's been causing some trouble.
Oh,
And people thought some of the people thought it was me.
really?
Yeah, because I'm Creations by a Yankee, Christina.
Where'd I put
So,
it? I'm going to show you something I'm going to send to Keela.
oh, that's a beautiful purple.
Well, she doesn't like purple, so what the hell?
I know, right? She can't stand that color.
And it's 100% silk yarn. I think she'll hate it.
Hi, Lorna. Glad to see you. Um, Hi, Lynn. Glad to see you. And Lynn says hi to you as well, Sue.
Hi, Lynn. Actually, my younger sister's name is Lynette. And it's her birthday today.
Nice.
Yeah, she's 49, so she's only got a year to go before she's big 50. And as I
And
like to tell her, it's about time you caught up. She has two older sisters.
and then Tiffany says, I'm only a little bit trouble.
Mm-hmm. Last time I checked, trouble starts with T. Her name starts with T, so she is trouble. Her parents, her parents spelt it wrong when she was born.
Is that what the problem is?
Don't you know? Our parents didn't know how to spell trouble when we were kids.
That's funny. So let me tell you guys my little visitor I had today. So I go out every morning to sit, have coffee, have a cigarette, just kind of chill and get ready for the day. Well, today I go out there and um in my yard there's a field and trees, and beyond the trees is a swamp area. Well, we've had snakes come in the yard. We've had,
At least
we've
they're not
had
ones you find in Australia.
we've had water moccasins, and stuff like that. We've had deer come in the yard. Well, then I see, you know, shuffling in the um in the little field portion. I don't think anything of it. I go back in the house and I come back outside. And as I'm sitting there, oh, pops a head. And I'm like, that can't be what I think it is. And it comes a little bit further, and I'm like, holy shit, it is what I think it is. And he comes all the way into my yard and sits by my burn pile and then turns around and looks at me like I'm bothering him.
Oh, excuse me.
Now, what do you think it was?
Raccoon,
Nope.
possum,
Remember, I live in Florida.
alligator.
Yep.
Excuse me, but being just mind your own business. Mm-mm. My older sister, she has a compost bin for her garden. She has a pair of bandicoots in there.
Yep. I yeah. So I'm like, what the hell am I supposed to do?
Haul ass in there into your house and go, oh my God.
I'm just like, yeah,
At least
you
it
stay
wasn't a
over there.
crocodile.
I said, you stay over there and mind your business, and I'll stay over here and I'll mind my business. And when you're ready to leave, you can go ahead and leave.
Yeah. Either that, you'll be a alligator handbag.
Yeah, because he was big enough, I could have made him a gator purse.
No.
No, Tiffany, I wasn't gonna get a harness and keep him as a pet. Not gonna happen. Um,
I heard they like to eat chicken.
but yeah, you're right, Sunita. When my dog moves back in the house or back to my house, she won't be going outside by herself. Now that I know there's gators in this particular area, she will be attached to my hip. But if anybody could probably wrestle her, wrestle with a gator, it would be Midnight.
Peachy.
Lynn says, "Oh no, my ass would be moving."
Yes, I would say I'll be holding ass somewhere, just watch for the dust cloud.
Hi, walking the spirit zone. Nice to see you again. Well, Lynn, I see. The thing is I don't have a problem with gators. They're there for a reason, just like I'm here for a reason. You know, and my thing is you stay in your corner, I'll stay in mine. don't mess with me and I won't mess with you. And if you get too close to me, I will run the other way. But he was far enough away from me where I felt comfortable enough to just sit in my steps, smoke my cigarette, get up, and walk in the house. But it was, yeah.
Mm.
All right, Jan, good night. Thank you for stopping by for a few minutes.
Night, Jen.
No, I don't think he wanted a tickle because he gave me that look like, look, I'm here for one reason and one reason only, and that's to sun. So you stay in your corner and I will stay in mine.
Kind of cool, though.
Okay, Zach. But that's usually the only time they really come on land is when they're trying to sun. And the only thing I can think of is that because it's been raining a lot at night. So I'm thinking that back in that swampy area, it's real, real wet. So he came further towards drier land so he could sun more.
I was hiking one time across the central plateau of Tasmania, and there happened to be a tiger snake sunbaking on a rock. Almost stepped on him, which would have mean he would have bit me, and I would have been dead as a doornail because we were too far away to get help, and there was no cell phones back then.
Natalie, hello. Yeah. Now, if he had gotten any closer to me, I would have ran inside and been like, fuck this.
I'll say
But
one thing that you Americans can keep that Australia does not want, does not need, whatever else, is a skunk. Oh my word, that's one thing we don't have, and we like it that way.
yeah, they're kind of nasty little buggers. I don't know why anybody would eat those things.
Ew,
People do kill them and eat them.
to each their own. But what can I say? I eat Vegemite, so that's a whole different story, isn't it?
Hey,
And I'll even eat it by the spoonful out of the jar because I'm weird that way.
see, that's how I eat peanut butter.
Well, Vegemite, you got to understand, is very salty and it's very strong in flavor. So therefore, yeah, most Americans even can't even get the smell past their nose, let alone anything else.
Lynn, what do you mean skunk tastes like chicken? That is like everybody says that about things. Everybody says it's like exotic. The first thing they come up with, it tastes like chicken.
Well, wallaby tastes like beef, so there you go.
Well, that's because I wasn't paying attention. Thanks for pointing that out,
What?
jackass. He said in my title I spelled together wrong,
Oh dear.
which I did, but he didn't have to point that out. Maybe I purposely did that. Maybe it's a pun. Do you ever think about that? No, when I made the title, I was talking to somebody on the phone, so I wasn't paying attention to what I was typing.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. See, Sunita didn't even notice.
You're missing the apostrophe in the y'all.
I know. Zach, I didn't have to point it out, but I did. Smart ass.
There's nothing unusual there. What, Stardust?
Zach says that's why we don't talk on the phone and make a live title at the same time.
I just had a very interesting conversation with my older sister.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, see, dementia runs in my both sides of my family, and I have struggled. I do struggle to get a decent night's sleep, and apparently, if you get less than 6 hours at night, you're at a higher risk for dementia.
Yes, they do say that. Yep.
And then I have to complicate it because I have sleep apnea, so
Yep. So you're not getting the best oxygen to the brain.
Yeah. What brain? Oh, hang on. I have seen medical proof of the brain, but it's not sure about the function.
Yes, Zach, we know you're a smart ass. But you wouldn't be Zach if you weren't, so
I'm smoking too much.
we all do it.
Sorry. What is it with cats and boxes?
Um, they like to hide. I don't
They
know.
like
Isn't that true, Lorna? Better a smart ass than a dumbass.
That's very true.
My dad used to tell us that when we were kids all the time. But then he'd also look at when we'd pass a graveyard and he'd ask us, how many people in there do you think is dead?
Oh, Lordy. How about all of them?
Well, yeah, because of course we would always go, I don't know, because we're young, we don't know any better. All right,
I
Sunita.
I remember when I was small and like you fall over and graze your knee, all that boohoo stuff. And my dad would go to us, well, I know how to fix it, and we're like, how? And he would, do it across the neck. We just chop it off at the neck, and then we didn't realize that chopping your head off that was the end of it.
Yep. But yeah, we would be kids and we'd be like, I don't know. He says, well, I hope they're all dead. But he'd get us all the time with that. Hi, Stinky.
I tell my neurologist, can we just chop my head off? And he goes, I can't do that. You just don't want to deal with the mess. That's what I say.
Yeah.
And I said, my last comment to him when I saw him last month, I was like, I just want a new body. Right, put you on the list. Goodo.
Yeah, I always tell I tell my doctors every month. I'm like, look, when it's time to do the transplant, let me know. And they always look at me like, what are you talking about? I said, when my new body comes in, let me know.
Yeah, thank you. I just want a new body that doesn't hurt. That would be just really lovely. But just asking too much. I still can't believe my doctor that I had an appointment over the phone with one. And he goes, are you a Kiwi? Bloody insulting.
Okay. I don't know who this unicorn person is, but watch them, please, guys. Thank you for catching them.
What were they saying?
Uh, one is asking if you were slow. And when I said hi to my daughter, they said that must be you that is stinky. And then they said something about Gail.
Oh, how rude. Some people need to get a life. We need to do some other hobby. I mean, really, I have no life, but at least I do something with it.
Yeah.
Yes, I try to take over the world every night.
Good night, Gail. I'm sorry that people are being jackasses.
Good night, Gail. It makes you think what could be
Yeah,
so terrible in their life that they have to be so rude.
right. I mean, it's like, why do you hate people that much? You know what I mean?
Yes.
Well, welcome back, Sunita.
I have a question for Sunita. Does she do blue hats but hats not hate project that Lion Brand does?
Yes, I believe she does.
Yes, I learnt that from Bag a Day Crochet.
Yep, she says she does.
Cool beans.
You made 105. Holy cow!
Crochet or knit?
Hey Zach.
Turn your fan off, Zach.
Fan.
Thanks, Sue. I forgot.
That was the first thing I heard was the fan. I was like, geez, Louise.
I'll only be up for a few minutes. Say
Hi.
hi. Say peace.
Hello.
Hope y'all maybe. You never know with me. Hi, Sunita. Give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs down. You never know what I give you. I haven't given you any yet.
Say hi,
I
Jar.
swear, any video that you put up, if the fan is going, I'm going to do a thumbs down.
Oh, well. You still give me a view.
Oh, yeah, all of 5 seconds.
True.
Better say hi to Stinky. She's in here.
I'm Stinky.
Oh, hello, Destiny.
Yeah, I couldn't slap. I'm sorry, Sunita.
You can't say that with a straight face, can you?
Stinky. Nope.
I think it's great.
And why do you call your daughter Stinky?
She has been stinky since the day she was born.
Well, you know, dirty diapers, that's stinky enough.
And my
I
great
never poop
niece
myself.
is little alien baby.
You're nice.
Yep. And I call my nephew my little butthead.
You have such loving, affectionate names for your family members.
Yep.
Alien, Butthead, Stinky.
Yep.
What's I call AJ? He's butthead.
He's either butthead or booty head.
Then my cousin Russell, he's beanhead.
I call him a booty head more than I do.
No, my cousin Cassandra's idiot. No, my cousin Cassandra's clumsy. She can fall over walking.
Yeah.
She can trip over air. She can trip over air.
I've got a few people like that in my family too, and I'm one of them.
She's a few people like walking.
Why you gotta make so much noise?
Falls.
Seriously.
It's the chipmunk, not me. Deal with it.
You should let Keela know I'm live.
She's at her mother-in-law's still.
Okay, because she did say that she wanted to see me. So
I'll message her anyway.
but
I officially have a heater.
oh no,
And you too.
not that.
Sure, I got multiple. Not just this one.
I have a few myself, so.
And you wonder why I don't start a channel? Well, I have a
She's
channel.
a hater.
there's going to be people out there that hate you regardless. You just don't know.
She secretly hates us, Christina. She's pretending to be her friend.
Yeah, well.
She's pretending to be her. Just kidding.
I'm not telling.
I'm at a point in my life that
I don't care who likes me, who hates me.
If you hate me and
you hate me.
You hate me, and then there's
like
people in my
me.
life that pretend they're my friends, and I eventually see their true color, and as much as it hurts, it's hard to walk away from them, but you have to walk away from them, even though,
You know one of my haters, Christina.
I know a few of your haters.
One sticks to the T.
Oh.
She's messaged me. She hates me. She's like, I don't like you anymore.
I don't like your fan.
Why exactly did she message you that?
She just told me
to tell you that.
She was on TikTok and said, "Yeah, unfollow me, block me. You didn't on all other social media. I don't like you."
Wow. Tiffany, how dare you do that? That's just wrong.
Wasn't Tiffany?
I know it wasn't. But I'm picking on Tiffany tonight because I can.
You can, you will, and you just did.
You. I got 2 words for you, Lorna. Hell no.
What?
Oh, they like to pick on him, saying that he's got a girlfriend that has become one of his haters, and her name starts with a D.
I see.
She likes me again.
Yeah, she likes you again. But for how long?
1 minute she likes me, the next minute she's like, "Don't talk to me. If I see you in a live, I'm not going to talk to you back." And then 2 days later, I was in a live and she started to talk to me again.
Well, that's pretty fickle.
If you want to know the name Sneed, I'll email it to you. Should I just say it?
D and then Afni.
Yeah, that's who it is, Sunita. I was in a live. She emailed me saying, "I'm not going to talk to you. If I see you on a live, blah, blah, blah. Your mods just keep blocking me." And then yesterday, she emailed me today saying, "Oh, we're on good terms."
Really?
So I don't know.
I was taught, if you can't say anything nice, don't say anything at all.
Yep.
Sunita said, "Oh, yeah, I know."
And there's a lot of nasty things that go through my brain that I'd like to say, but I never do.
So you know what Sunita just put?
Yeah, not a fan.
Well, she goes under everybody's live and just, like, takes it over in the chat.
Yeah.
She does.
I'm not sure Sunita notices that under, like, Dana and Joe and Pink and all them.
But I've noticed that if the host, like, kind of ignores her and doesn't like emphasize her or whatever she's saying, she backs off a little bit. And then she'll start talking again, and the host will start noticing her commenting again, and they'll agree or disagree with her, and then she'll get to talking a lot more. And
Sunita,
then
how rude of you.
Nita. But you have to you almost have to set boundaries with her as soon as she comes on. I love you, girl, but this is my life, not yours. So I'm going to do the majority of the talking. Yes, you can participate, but it's not all about you.
Like what C says.
I was
have
in a
nothing nice
live.
to say.
I was in a live. I was in Bethany, One Busy Mama's live, and there was one person that kept bugging her about a particular upload, and I got so sick of seeing it. And I'm a mod in hers, and I blocked him. I had to.
So did I.
Yep.
But Bethany
Mr.
unblocked.
J.
But Bethany said to unblock him and just time him out from now on. So that's what we kept doing.
Yeah.
Mr. J says, hi, Christina, Zach, and Sue.
Hi,
Thank you
Mr.
for
J.
coming to my live earlier today.
But
Well,
it kept
hello,
getting
Mr.
annoying.
J.
But he just kept asking, so you can tell you, will you upload it after the live? Will you upload it after the live?
I know he's just nagging, and it just got old and annoying, and just it's like I don't like timing out people unless they say something derogatory or anything. But he was just constantly repeat, and it's like
And
I just
Bethany got to a point where she ended up telling her moderators, if you want to time him out, go for it. She got to that point too.
and I
She told us to time him out.
no.
And then the annoying part back when you would get timed out. Why did I get timed out? I didn't do anything wrong.
Out again.
And then he got
Because
timed
you
out
won't
again.
shut up.
But it was a certain upload that he wanted.
And I even said, give it a rest,
And Bethany said, I can't do it now. I'm on a live. Because she can't upload when she's on a live.
Responded to me.
Even she was getting fed up, and she finally just said, time him out.
No.
I lost the bingo I was playing. Thank you. I had 2 of the 6 numbers I needed. But I didn't get a number until I think it was, I forget who it was, had like 1 number left. I didn't have a number until then. Well, somebody else picked my bingo numbers.
You've been Mr.
Karen.
Who
So
the
Christina.
Karen?
I don't know. It's Christina, and I called you Karen.
Wow, now my name is turned into Karen. Okay.
Yes. What would you like?
Mr. Anti-social today.
I was anti-social.
Well, yeah. One of the first things you said today was, I'm taking a day of rest and not going to be on Facebook today.
That turns out, guess where I was all day, basically.
Yeah. But
lie, pants and fire.
Yep.
What did you do with your day?
I watched Netflix. Had a nap. Went to the store. I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. Can I have a nap? Yes. From 1 to 2.
So when I told you about when I told you about my little visitor today, what'd you think?
I laughed. I thought it was funny.
I thought it was hilarious. I told Jen about it, and she was like, "Oh no, I would have been running back in the house."
Did you see the lady in the window?
Uh-oh.
No. Sunita, I was watching. Well, nothing I can tell you. Some mute so you won't be able to hear him. I was watching Sister. But I don't know what happened on like the last 2 episodes of season 3. I
It
fell
kicked me
asleep.
out.
Yeah, I saw you just disappear on us.
So rude.
StreamYards hates Sue. It's got something against her.
It's my
StreamYard has an attitude with everybody. Okay.
It's my fabulous personality, I tell you.
Good night, Miss Natalie. Love you.
I'm gonna hop down in 5 minutes. I won't hop
Well,
down.
I got my blood pressure down to 163 over 101.
Well, that's better, but you still need to do better now.
I know it's still high, but it's better than like 205 over 123.
This is true. This is very, very true. No, Sunita, he wasn't really small. He was between 5 and 7.
I'm so small.
It's a medium-sized. Alex,
That's about a
I almost called it
medium-sized one.
Yeah, I almost called it a crocodile.
No, we don't have crocodiles here. We have gators.
I know, but I don't know why crocodile went in my head.
Christina had to see my face, so I came up.
Yep. He needs to come support me every once in a while.
Mm-hmm. That's a wedding invitation. To a wedding I can't go to.
Why can't you go to it?
It's in New York, and I have to cross the border.
You can cross the border.
Yeah, if I
You
fly.
I was gonna say you just have to fly.
Yeah, I have to be fully vaccinated. I haven't even got one yet.
Why not?
Oh Lord.
Not in my age range. Because you have to be 30 plus in order to get it. If you're 30 or below, you can't get it.
Oh, they don't have enough vaccines yet.
Nope.
Didn't have that problem. But then again, I'm over 30, so. And I have a health risk that needs it.
Yeah, my doctor's like, you should be getting yours. I said, yeah.
You go anywhere?
No.
What would the point be?
I go to the doctor. I go to the pharmacy. I go home. Once in a great blue yonder, I might wander into the store, but then I got my mask on and I stay away from people because I don't like people. So all right, Sunita, I understand. You too. Thank you.
I got your live radio for when I go back to chat. Already. You're gonna mute them.
Well, that would be good because, having
You
an
like
echo
hearing
is.
my voice? You don't like your voice?
What?
You don't like your voice?
Well, it's not so much that, it's the echo.
Mm-hmm.
Daisy, I'm doing all right. How about yourself?
We're gonna pop down now.
Hi,
Or do
Paisley.
you want me up a bit longer?
I'd like you up a little bit longer. Jeez.
Okay.
What's your hurry?
I gotta hurry. I gotta go watch a movie with Dad. He wants to watch another one. I don't.
But you don't watch movies.
I don't have the nerve to disappoint him. I tell him I don't want to watch another one. I don't have that nerve. But Friday I should be up whole live.
Just remember, don't have your fan running.
Got it. No fan. But remember
Seriously.
that tomorrow too. No fan.
I'm going to tattoo it to your eyelids. So every time you close your eyes, you can see. No fan.
I need that. I think we're watching another documentary.
I think that's why you don't like watching movies, because you watch stupid shit like documentaries.
Dad likes this one, so I'm gonna go watch it with him. So I'm not looking forward to it at all.
Is that your dad?
Yes, that is him. I think the documentary starts at 10:15, but if I'm late, I can do 2 shits less.
Well, you can go and watch the movie with your dad. I understand.
It's a stupid wrestling documentary.
Oh, jeez.
We watched one with Shawn Michaels just now. That's why I wasn't up here. And then a new one comes on. And my stupid genius self said I would watch it with them.
Oh, so you volunteered yourself for the next one. So you did it yourself. So you
I did it
see,
myself.
now I don't feel bad for you. Now I don't feel bad. See, with Zach, you got to let him continue the conversation, because the more he talks, the more comes out.
But I'll be on your live. I'll be on your list. I can run you both. Okay. Good.
All right.
But I came up. I'll be up longer on when you go live next.
Friday.
I'll be up longer on Friday, I'm sure.
The only reason I'm on tonight is because you weren't going on.
And I did this great plan of watching a documentary to myself.
By the way, Zach.
Yes.
Your Canadian showing. Your Canadian showing is the way you said bout.
I know. I'll be in chat though, I promise.
It's a boat.
Yep.
It's a
I'm
boat.
in the chat because
sounds like he's saying it's a boat.
Yeah, I know.
A boat. I know it sounds like he's saying a boat. But like I said, I'll be in chat.
All right, love.
Talk to you later.
Talk to you later, Sue. I'll probably see you both tomorrow on mine.
No doubt.
She made like soup. Mine seems to like hate soup. There's no love in the relationship.
Put
It's
my
all
name
hate.
in StreamYard so it'll let me in. Add me.
Okay. It'll work tomorrow. I'll just pray to God it works tomorrow.
Yeah, it won't.
You don't know, Sue. You don't know.
I love how he just.
Yeah, I know. It just yeah.
He's bound and determined to get that last word in, and then that's it. There is no
It's
chance
like
that you're gonna get anything in there.
there was no bye, see you later, sayonara, and all that kind of stuff. No, 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 no. That would be too much.
That's why he tells us. That's why he tells us, like, 10 minutes before he's actually gonna leave, that he's leaving, so that we can say our goodbyes.
Uh,
Because he just jumps off. He does that on Facebook too. Like when we're video chatting each other, he's like, "Well, I'm gonna get off here in a few minutes," and then we'll be talking, and he'll say something, and then he'll
and
just hang up. It's like, okay,
okay, bye.
glad you came back, Gail.
Oh, hello, girl. Welcome back. Or front.
Or one of the sides, whichever.
Yeah.
I can't believe Zach would volunteer to watch a documentary with his dad. What was he thinking?
He was being respectful.
Yes, but this is a guy that doesn't even like watching movies
I know.
because he can't sit still long enough.
Yes. I have a feeling that he has a bit of ADD in him because he can't
Yeah.
keep still.
Oh, yeah, he does. Hey, Jessica. Miss Jessica Love says hello.
Hello, Jessica. See, I can't see chat, so you can. Don't even know what you're typing.
I was glad to get onto your live earlier today. Oh, not a lot. We're making fun of Zach. He was up here for a few minutes. He volunteered to watch a documentary with his dad. And
It's our
but
job to pick on Zach.
but he didn't tell us at first that he had volunteered to watch it. He said he had to go watch this documentary with his dad because his dad wanted to watch it. And then, with Zach, the more you let him talk, the more he'll tell on himself. My daughter's the same way, by the way.
Which one,
But anyway,
Destiny?
yeah. But anyway, he
That's why she has the name Destiny. So it's a destiny to spill her guts.
exactly. But anyway, he finally divulged that he and we all were starting to feel sorry for him because he was having to watch this documentary, and then he finally tells us that he um basically volunteered to watch it with his dad. So then we're like, well, now I can't feel bad for you, because you told him you would watch this with him. You didn't say that part at the beginning. What you said is you had to go watch this, implying your dad was making you go watch this with him. But that's our Zach.
The truth comes out in the end. But I still got to call him a liar.
Yep. And then we were also discussing my little visitor I had earlier today.
She made a new friend. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, not the kind of friend that I
Particularly want, but
to be
yes.
friends with. But yeah. I live here in Florida, Jessica. I don't know if you knew that or not, but
If stopping
I
for a cup of
had
tea.
I had a special friend come in my yard today.
Not one I want to meet in a dark alley, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's not one that you would want to meet, you know. Yes, Jessica, Florida. Well, I had a 5 to 7 foot gator hanging out in my yard today.
Like I said, handbag and belt material.
Yes. So yeah, I had. Oh, she said, "Oh, geez, nope, I'd be out of there."
Yeah, a whole bunch of chickens.
I mean, gators are mean animals. Don't get me wrong; they can be mean, but yes, Mr. J, I had a gator in my yard today. Um, but a lot of times when they attack humans, it's because they do it out of fear. Because they are more afraid of us than we are of them. Well, normally they don't, Jessica, normally they don't come up this far. Um, we've been having a lot of rain over in this area. And so the swamp that's out in my area. Um,
What part of Florida is a swamp?
huh?
I said, what part of Florida isn't a swamp?
I know, right? But there's a swamp that's um in the back of the field by my house. And I'm assuming that it's really, really wet back there. And so he came up further on the land to sun, because that's how they get warm, is they lay out in the sun, because they're cold-blooded creatures, and the only way they can get warm is, you know,
Sunbake.
to sunbathe. Jessica, what we're supposed to do is, I mean, yes, if they're like viciously, if they're being vicious or attacking something or someone in your yard, then yes, you can. But there's only one way to kill a gator, and there's only one specific spot that you can kill them. Um, so unless you know where exactly you're shooting, you're kind of wasting your time, basically, because
Yeah, well, they
there's
got a stick.
a there's one little spot that is a soft spot between their eyes, and that's it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, the bullet can't get through. Yeah, they're yep. And yes, they're unpredictable animals. They really are. But what we're supposed to do is normally if you see something that's over, I think it's over 10 feet, you're supposed to contact wildlife, game and wildlife, and then they'll come out and remove it and relocate it so that they don't come back. But yeah, he just happened to get through the section of the section where the car goes through, so that part wasn't fenced off. Okay, Zach. Because I have a spot that when the car isn't here, that my son leaves open, so when he gets home, he can get back in it. And he just happened to find that spot. And most of the time, they're not going to attack on land. They're going to attack in the water. They might chomp down on you.
Did you get your son's car fixed?
Yes, we did.
Oh, that's
Yep.
good. What was
All
wrong
right,
with it?
The ignition module thingy was bad, and then he also had to change the coils. It took like 15 minutes to do it. We did it right here in the yard.
At least it could be fixed.
Yeah. No, I do not believe they can climb fences.
Can't say I've ever seen them do it.
Yeah, he looked at me like, excuse me, but you're in my way. You're bothering me from my son. But when and if a gator does attack, they automatically kill them. Because once they get the taste of human blood, they become aggressive. So they end up having to put them down.
And they got a very strong bite force too.
Yep.
It's like the
Well, talk to
Tasmanian
your
devil.
doctor, Destiny. Huh?
It's like the Tasmanian devil. As small as they are, They're not very big, but their bite force can bite through the femur of an adult male.
Yeah.
And since the femur is like the biggest bone in your body.
Yeah. All right, Jessica. She is having a sandwich and listening to us.
Yum.
What kind of sandwich?
A Vegemite and cheese sandwich.
A Vegemite and cheese sandwich. That doesn't even sound good.
It's yummy.
It don't sound like it.
My niece does not like Vegemite, so I've disowned her as Australian. Yep.
Jessica says, my favorite, ham.
As long as you don't add mustard to it or pickles or yuck.
Oh, you gotta have mustard and ham.
Ugh. It's so gross. Yes, I tease Sean, my youngest, and he'll say he's going to fix a ham sandwich, and I'm like, you're not putting that yellow stuff on there. And he goes, of course. And he's giggling away and everything. It's like, oh my God. And yeah, he doesn't like cheese. He's not my kid.
You know what?
Oh,
But growing up, I was not a fan of tea. But then I moved to Alabama when I was 19, and my mom got me drinking tea. And now I love it.
well, I must say, iced tea, sweetened iced tea, it took me a long time to wrap my taste buds around it because, you know, Australians drink hot tea. We don't drink, you know. So I got Americanized. Been here too long.
Easy says, when I hear Vegemite, I think of tofu.
Okay. And since I've never had tofu, I cannot say yuck or not, you know.
Depending how tofu is made and prepared, it can be either really good or absolutely disgusting.
Sounds about like most foods. And I'm sorry, but
Well,
mustard's one of those disgusting foods.
um, with tofu, like tofu, people have like used it as a meat substitute.
Right. The vegans.
Yep. Even the vegetarians, because they're the ones that started it. Um, and so like you would have a tofu burger instead of a hamburger. And it was like they're not that great. But if you grill them and you put cheese on them, they're not so bad.
Everything's good with cheese. Well,
But
see,
if you put them in a frying pan, and put cheese on them, they're not as good. But if you put them on the grill, and put cheese on them, they're not too bad. And Jessica says Vegemite is very, very salty.
I said that.
Yes, you did.
But it's also very, very healthy.
Gail says her daughter loves Vegemite, and she has it on toast.
Yeah. I mean, you could have, like I said, a Vegemite and cheese sandwich. You could have a Vegemite and lettuce sandwich. You know, I like Vegemite and sliced chicken breast. You know, like what you would get at a deli, and tomato and ketchup. Don't ask. But yeah, and it's got to always got to have a butter base before you put the Vegemite on it.
Zach says Vegemite, not for me.
Uh, to each their own.
Look, until you told us what it actually was made from, I always thought it was some kind of vegetable thing.
No, it's from brewer's yeast.
Yeah, I never realized that's what it was from.
And that's why it's so healthy, because it has vitamin B's in it and stuff like that. It's really good.
Yeah. You're supposed to tell your sister you got home.
Can't wait for my sister to send me some, and Tim Tams and Cadbury chocolate, because it's a Cadbury chocolate made in Australia is a whole lot better than anywhere else, even
Oh
English
yeah.
Cadbury. Excuse me, Stardust. I don't want to step on you. And I've already stepped on her more than once, so she knows it's better to move than get stuck under my foot.
Yes,
Just saying.
this is Sue, the Australian one.
No, I'm from Timbuktu, don't you know? I always tell that.
Oh,
Say that
she's
to
in
my youngest.
Alabama. Yep.
Y'all, been here too long.
I don't know. Sue, when do you go back to Australia?
When the embassy decides to open up so I can at least get my passport.
Yep. All right, Arby's place.
I love Arby's curly fries.
Zach was up here, but then he had to go watch a video with his dad.
A documentary about wrestling.
Yeah, a documentary about wrestling. Huh? Sue, I'm supposed to ask you to say zucchini.
Zucchini. I'm allergic to zucchini. I don't want to say it.
My son wanted to know how you say it, so
Zucchini. I mean,
and
gee.
spider and snake.
Oh my gosh, we have the most poisonous snakes. Poisonous spiders and venomous snakes.
He loves your accent.
Kiss my ass. I hate my accent. As long as he doesn't call me a fucking Kiwi like the doctor did, I don't care.
A Kiwi?
Yes, the doctor asked me, "Are you a Kiwi?" And I'm not no fucking Kiwi. I was like, and I had to apologize for swearing because it was so instantaneously. And I said, "Well, would you like to be called a Canadian?"
No,
No,
Americans don't really like being called Canucks.
exactly. If you call me a Kiwi or a Palm, which is an English person, or somebody from Great Britain, I'm neither. So, I'll call you Canadian
Yes,
or Yank.
Jessica, and we love our Canadians.
Oh, yeah, I have nothing against Canadians. It's just because the scenario, if you
Well,
call me from a
she
country
was
I
not
wasn't
there right
born
now.
in,
She's in Alabama.
sweet home Alabama.
My son said, Sue, when you go home and we decide to come to Australia, you're going to protect us from the spiders and the snakes.
No, our motto is welcome to Australia. We just might kill you. Do you think I want to, change the motto? It's not just the snakes and spiders you got to worry about. There's the sharks, there's the crocodiles, there's the kangaroos. Because once you piss off a male kangaroo, especially, their kick is just atrocious. And then there's the jellyfish.
My son wants to know, how can kangaroos be so dangerous? They're so cute.
Okay, I remind you again, they have a very, very powerful kick.
He said, but all they do is hoppy hop.
That's why they got a powerful kick, because they're so big and they hop everywhere. And they use what they will do is they'll lean back on the tail because they use the tail for balance, and they just haul off and kick it. And they've got claws. And see, that's another animal you got to worry about is koala. And koalas are not fucking bears. Sorry. Oh,
He said,
that
how
is,
can a koala bear be so mean? They're cute and cuddly.
you haven't seen the claws, have you? The claws. Hang on. Got to figure out where my camera is. The claws are like 2 inches long. And then, koalas have chlamydia.
Chlamydia.
Yeah. You want to hug a koala?
So
Go ahead.
that's how us people ended up actually getting chlamydia. Somebody fucked a koala bear.
No, they just have to hug them. For all our animals and wildlife, we have some cute and cuddly ones.
Hold on.
The last day that she went to class, she got a phone call from her doctor's office. She asked from her doctor to say you have chlamydia.
Koalas have chlamydia. God.
I did not want to laugh at her. But at the same time, I'm like, girl, you could have been hooking me up this entire time. I don't want my Q-tip shoved up my penis. Yeah. It is. It's a Q-tip this long. No, this long. This long. No. It goes underneath that. It goes.
No.
Doctors,
You're gonna get me kicked off.
Seriously.
Jessica, we love people. I love people no matter where they're from either. I was just saying that most Americans don't like being called a Canadian.
It's a running joke. I don't
Yeah,
care
it's just a
whether you
joke.
were born, what you look like, or anything else. It's a running joke. I mean, it's like people tease me about being a Kiwi or a Palm or something else to that nature. It's a running joke. I had one guy, who constantly called me a Brit, because he was teasing me. And then I just, let it ride. And I went up to him and said, "Oh, by the way, my dad was born in Wales, so that makes me a half Brit. So you're not far off."
How big of a hole used to be back in high school?
You still are a hoe. What you talking about?
I got contacts, mom. It's been a long way.
Ew, TMI.
What?
My son's possibly getting hooked up on the 27th.
To each their own. Don't need to know. Whatever you're doing.
Exactly. That's why I said TMI. Okay, if you're going out with my daughter Kelsey and her sister Samantha, then you leave with them.
Yes, Mom.
And if you're going to leave the clubs with somebody other than the people
Yes.
you went there with, you let them know where you're going so that we know where to send the cops. Like I said, I don't give a damn.
I'm just saying.
Just do what I said. Like I said.
Yes,
Like I said.
The last known location.
Yeah, but like I said, you make sure that people know exactly where you're going.
Say yes, ma'am. Whatever you
Just say
say,
yes.
ma'am. She's going to worry you unless you do what she says.
Exactly. Yes, Gail. There are quite a few Canadian snowbirds that live in Florida. That's because they're old. Dude, your grandfather is the same fucking weight. Your grandfather is the same fucking way. He drives me goddamn crazy. Oh, I don't let her drive down here. I don't let her drive down here. No. 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 She doesn't. No. She doesn't drive down here. She almost killed us. So, no, she is not allowed to drive down here. No, she doesn't.
I'm also trying
Family drama.
I know, right? Yeah. And the other half the time, you just want to,
Strangle
yeah.
them. Oh, I know. I'm going to see my boys in June. I'm going to be there for 3
Yay!
weeks. And I swear, within 2 days, we're going to be ready to bash their heads together, strangle them, and just like commit a double murder. But I love
See,
my children.
you love them to death, and
Yeah,
there's nothing you wouldn't do for them.
right. But they still drive me nuts.
Exactly. You're not getting me a pet kangaroo.
Oh, Lordy.
Bring my midnight home.
Did you know in California? In California, but you can't have
We
them
don't have ostriches in Australia unless they're bred. We have emus.
He said, emus are cool, but they're also pricks.
I was on a school trip to Victoria, next state up from Tassie. And we went to the Melbourne Zoo. And oh my God, there was this emu that kept following me around the zoo. I'm like, what the hell? It was so creepy. Just stalking me.
Yeah, my daughter, my daughter Destiny, um, her her best friend, my other daughter, Kelsey, had a pony when they were growing up. Oh, does she? Okay. Well, this pony had it bad for Destiny. Like, had it bad.
Be gone, and you couldn't even see
That,
the damn thing.
yeah,
The
you
instant my sister opened her mouth to say one syllable, and that pony was
right there with everything hanging out.
Mm.
And he would follow Destiny around.
Oh, but
Yeah,
at least it would be easier to catch.
she would take off running, and he would take off running to try to catch up with her.
She had to be booking it because horses can run pretty fast.
Yeah, he was trotting pretty good with her. Yeah, and then when he did catch up with her, he'd nip her in the butt.
I learned to ride horses when I was 6. And then I was 16, 17. And I was at an equestrian center, and the owner believed that you should ride, no matter how short or tall you were, to ride all the horses that he had at his stable. Well, he had an Arabian. I get on there. I weighed 40 kilos, which is 88 pounds. And I mounted him, and he didn't like that my feet barely reached the stirrups. Actually, I had to use the stirrup leathers instead of the stirrup irons. And he started rearing and barking, trying to get rid of my skinny ass. And yeah, he didn't go. Did not lose my seat. He finally said, "Fuck this," and settled down. And I think the guy that owned the horse, he was like, "Wow, because most riders would have been gone.
I'm getting a zucchini.
I can't eat zucchini. Ugh. I can't eat pumpkin or squash or cucumbers or watermelon, rockmelon, honeydew. Can't eat any of those. And I love cantaloupe. So I can tolerate a piece that's the size of a starburst candy, and then I start getting sick to my stomach. I was like, but I love it so much. So
What? I'll be right back, guys. He's being a turd and needs me. I'll be right back. Sue, keep him entertained.
but I can't read the chat. Oh my goodness. Trust the mail to cause all this drama. But there's a very poisonous jellyfish in Australia that kills within 24 hours. Come on, Trixie. Come on, baby. Come on, sweetie. Come on. Good girl. Come here. Okay, sweetie. Look into the camera. No, don't lick my hand. Say hello to YouTube land. There's Trixie. My cat hit a button on my phone. Rude git.
All right, guys. I'm back.
I'm front. And my cat hit the home button on my phone.
Oh no!
Rude kitty. So rude. She has no manners.
Most cats don't.
Not her.
That's why dogs have owners and cats have slaves.
Yeah, you
Hi,
no,
Arnie.
I'm just their peasants. I keep them around because they're cute.
Right?
Because I certainly don't like having to get up at 6, anywhere between 6 and 6:30 to feed them. Like, and they meow at me. They will constantly harass. You haven't fed me yet. Come on, Stardust. You going to say hello? Oh, you're
Oh,
rude. Like I said, I keep them around for the looks.
there she is.
This is Stardust.
Hi,
And,
Stardust
and this one's Trixie.
and Trixie.
Yes. The rude one, the naughty one. But before I go to Florida, I have to find them a new home, unfortunately.
Oh,
I don't have anybody to take care of them, and I can't leave them for 3 weeks, you know?
yeah.
They'll destroy my house.
Yeah, cats will do that. Dogs will too for 3 weeks.
Yeah, well, that's true. But
You're
I have to
lucky
do
if
what.
you're lucky if you come home after a day and the house hadn't been destroyed if you leave them alone too long.
I know. And Trixie likes to pick fights with, well, it's not so much picking a fight with Stardust. She wants to play, but Stardust doesn't, you know?
Yeah.
So we have to hear all the hissing and growling and all this stuff, and I'm like, knock it off. Oh crap, I'm running out of coffee.
Uh-oh. Don't do that.
That would be a terrible thing.
I know, right?
I used to hate coffee. And when I lived in North Chicago, Great Lakes area, there was this restaurant I used to always go to, and they had really good coffee. So I put my creamer and sugar in first, and then, you know, they will fill up my cup. And I trained the wait staff not to
Okay.
top it up,
Mhm. I'm listening.
because they would upset the taste, you know, because it was a chemical. It was perfectly balanced of sugar, creamer, and then coffee.
Yeah. This one's good.
So they
Got here.
would contaminate it if they topped it up.
Right.
So I had them trained, do not touch my cup until it was empty, and then I would put, start the process of.
Putting everything in there that you need. Yep.
It was 3 creamers and the jar, the sugar that you just pour,
Yeah.
I would literally pour for a good minute before I put it down. Like I said, it was perfectly balanced of contamination, and I had them trained.
Zach, coffee doesn't make you shrink. I wish it did, but it doesn't.
Jeez. Well, I'm sorry. I've already reached my max height at 14, and I wasn't drinking coffee then. I've never truly liked coffee until just recently, like in the last 5 years or so. 5 years or so. So that tell you anything?
I just think it's funny how he always says coffee makes you shrink.
Yeah.
I mean, I've heard of it stunts your growth,
Didn't do that either. I'm just
but it
short.
didn't do that.
Yeah, and I heard smoking starts your growth, and it didn't do that either.
I don't know. I wish it would stunt your girth.
Oh, yeah, that would be nice. I know. But the thing is, if you quit, you gain weight. So, yeah.
But then you just continue drinking it.
My older sister gave herself caffeine poisoning for drinking so much coffee.
How in the hell did she do that? Because I
Oh,
drink a lot of coffee in a day.
yeah, she was
Ela!
yeah, she gave herself caffeine poisoning.
Yeah, she must, because I drink 4 or 5 pots a day sometimes.
My ex used to drink 8 at least. Oh, and not to mention the Navy sludge. Used to
I
drive
mean,
me bonkers. He would pour himself a cup of
I don't drink
coffee.
that much coffee anymore, but I don't drink that much anymore because I don't work. But when I was working, dude, I always had
He would
coffee.
he would pour himself a cup of coffee, and he would spill some. Would take like 30 seconds to grab a sponge and wipe it up. Did he? No.
Hi,
Hey,
Keela.
Hey, Christina. Hi,
Kayla.
Sue.
I'm glad you weren't here earlier because I showed the yarn I was sending you.
Oh. Oh. I'm excited. You know why? You know why? You know why?
Why?
It's purple.
She's seen it.
Yep, she did.
It's purple.
Turn your TV down, girl.
Oh, man. Sorry I'm late. I had to fix my drinks. But my dinner,
You're all good.
it put me into a food coma. And I honestly just woke up.
We understand.
I had beef tips on noodles with the gravy.
Oh my God.
and I ate so much it put me into a food coma. I passed out. I honestly just woke up. And now
I
I
am
can't
okay
figure out
with
how
that.
to turn down the volume. There it goes. But
Oh, by
yeah.
the way, Kim, the yarn I'm sending you is 100% silk.
Oh, now that's not fair.
That's like bougie stuff.
No, it's not really.
All right, Arnie, good
Bougier than
night.
I've ever had the pleasure of working with.
I have wool. I have some cashmere. Yeah. I'm very picky about my yarn.
I've worked with
Wow.
cashmere before.
Hi, Lorna. Hi, Arnie. Hi, Destiny. Hi, Ford Man.
Good night, Stinky. I love you. Why are you going to bed so early?
Hi, Zach. Hi, Jessica. Hi, Mr. J, if you're still here. I was trying to say hi to people that I hadn't said hi to.
That's good.
I'm going to, shock horror, I'm going to try to knit a pair of socks.
Yay!
And I'm going to do the cuffs and the heels in this.
Oh, nice.
So I'm using a self-striping yarn. Hang on.
Okay, Booger, I love you to the moon and back and beyond.
So, hang on.
So it's Stinky or Booger?
Both.
She's Stinky, Booger, D. So whichever one decides to come out of my mouth.
That's pretty, Sue. I like that.
I also call her Dizzy Butt.
Dizzy Butt.
Dizzy Butt.
That's what I said. Dizzy Butt.
Oh, I thought you said Dizzy Book. I'm like, no. Oh, yeah, and Dee Dee.
Girls,
Dee
knock it off. Jeez Louise.
Dee. Dee. I'm trying to not lose the paper.
One of her cousins actually started the DD one because they couldn't say Destiny. So they started calling her Dee Dee.
For the longest time as a kid, I couldn't say Destiny either. I always called it Density.
Density.
Trixie, leave her alone. Bloody hell. Every day. Multiple times a day.
Good night, Destiny.
Good night, Destiny. Stinky.
Yep. And Zach, he laughs every time I call her that.
This is a giant chocolate chip cookie.
gonna say it's bigger in your head.
Well, that's because I'm holding it close to the camera. But yes, it is.
No, it's bigger than my head. Okay.
So what are we doing tonight?
We are just chit chatting.
No, I'm trying to take over the world
Okay. So
from my
Zach,
tiny little corner of the universe.
when a man's penis gets stiff and hard, he uses the inside of a woman's vagina.
Okay.
I stepped right into letting her say shit like that. You know this.
All right. Hold on a second. I gotta yell at some cats. Trixie! Swear to God, if you don't knock it off, I'm gonna beat the shit. Not I will. I say these things, but I won't do it.
He put down in chat, don't care, Keela.
I know, right? He's like, I really
my
don't want to
God.
hear it, woman.
If they weren't so damn fucking cute, they'll be gone. Well, they're gonna go, but you know. Trixie, if you don't settle down,
She'll beat you in an inch of your life.
there you go.
You know, if I didn't get such a rise out of him, I wouldn't do it.
I know. That's what
Well,
makes
it's
it
like
so funny. If he would just learn to just ride with it, you would stop it. You would stop messing with him so much.
It would lose its fun.
he's too easy to make fun of.
Yeah,
It's like shooting fish in a barrel.
because he lets us make fun of him.
I know, right?
And it's not so much that I'm trying to make fun of him, it's that I'm trying to get a rise, and he gives it to me.
He lets us tease him.
Yeah.
Right.
If he wouldn't
really
let us
quite-
tease him, we wouldn't like it so much.
I really quite think he likes it.
I think he does too.
Good night, Gail.
It makes him feel special. Good night, Gail.
Good night, Gail.
I wonder if he's sitting there thinking to himself, I got all these old ladies that'll just tease the heck out of me. That's hot.
It makes him feel wanted.
Yeah. Is that the way it is, Zach?
He's watching a documentary with his dad, so he's probably not paying attention all that well.
Oh, he was sitting there quickly with the don't care, Keela. He was pretty quick with that.
Yeah, he was.
He said, LOL, yes.
Are you telling me that a male individual can multitask?
That's because he's not paying attention to the documentary with his dad because he only has a 2-second what is that?
Attention span.
Attention span. Kind of like a goldfish.
Actually, a goldfish has a longer attention than he does.
I
So I said,
don't doubt that.
I think the goldfish attention span's like 3 minutes.
he said the documentary sucks anyway. What's the documentary about, Zach?
Wrestling.
Who?
Wrestling.
Oh.
Fascinating stuff. Not.
Well, if it's about how fake it is and how they fake it, it could be interesting. Hey, Christy J.
Christy J.
Well, hello, Christy.
He said it was so boring his dad went to bed.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, then Zach, quit watching it and bring your butt back up here.
Please. And thank you.
Now. Did you notice Christy J just traced herself right on in?
Yes, I said hello.
Just as pretty as you please. I'm sorry you're having a crappy night, honey.
Oh no, Christy, what's going on?
Ooh. That didn't feel good.
Keela,
Oh,
would you
life,
like
yeah,
to know
life can suck.
Would you like to know what Miss Christina did to me?
What did she do to you?
She abandoned me all by my lonesome, and I can't even read fucking chat.
My son
Did
needed me
you
for a second, so I told her
abandon
she
her?
was in charge.
Yeah, and I
You
can't see what's going
abandoned
on in
Sue
chat.
all
So
by herself?
I was lonely.
Poor
Well, my son
Sue.
needed me for a second.
Uh-huh.
Poor Sue.
And she totally abandoned me. So rude.
Now, you know she feels weird talking to the camera, and you just abandoned her all by her lonesome.
Well, I didn't
No,
mean
you know what my cat
to.
did? Oh, yeah, but while she was gone, my cat hit the home button on my phone. So everything disappeared.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. So that's how it has been thus far.
So while you're busy trying to figure out how to get back to the StreamYard screen, people
Yeah,
are
I
looking
reckon.
at you while your picture is frozen, like, and Christina's gone.
Yeah.
Pretty
Perfect
much.
bloody timing.
Well, I just missed all the fun.
Did you hear about my visitor I had today?
Oh, yeah.
No, I didn't.
Well, this morning I go outside to do my normal daily routine and have my cigarette and my coffee. Take the morning breath of fresh air.
In other words, she stepped out for a bit of fresh air while she polluted her lungs.
Exactly. Get
No,
that little
no
bit
other,
of vitamin D and stuff, you know.
no better way than that to wake up.
Yeah.
Yep. With Folgers in your cup and
Emphysema in your lungs.
in your lungs. But all of a sudden, come tracing in my yard comes up a
Handbag,
handbag
belt,
and
whichever.
belt
Handbag
and a belt.
and a belt. Okay.
But this handbag and belt was about 7 feet.
A 7-foot tall handbag and a 7-foot long belt. What
Do you know
exactly
what
were
I'm
you
talking
on
about?
this morning?
Do you want to know what I'm talking about? If you haven't caught on yet, it had
I'm
4
too.
legs. It had 4 legs.
Oh, an alligator. An alligator.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I said, a handbag.
So was it looking for a pool?
No, because the swamp in the backyard is in the just in the back of the field.
I'm wondering if you ain't got an alligator slide down there.
I'm sure we do, but I've never seen them before. This is the first time, but we've had a lot of rain, so I'm thinking what has happened is they're coming. He came up to sun away from all the water
Yeah.
because I've never seen them before.
Or maybe
I've
the
seen the
chlorine.
snake.
Or maybe the chlorine in the neighbor's pool was too much.
I don't have a pool. Neither one of my neighbors have a pool.
Oh. Okay. Well, I have known them to do stuff like that though.
Yeah.
I've seen little 3-foot ones go in the doggy doors of the Florida rooms and get in the pool.
Yep.
And get stuck because there was too much chlorine.
Yeah. But
okay,
yeah,
who
that was
has
my
a
phone.
clock that I need to kill?
That was my phone.
When I visited my children last year, there were tadpoles in their swimming pool.
Tadpoles are pretty fun.
They've got a pond. They've got a pond also. So were the tadpoles not in the pond and in the swimming pool? And why didn't the chlorine in the pool kill them?
I know down here that a lot of people, because of the alligators getting into their pools, are switching from chlorine to the salt.
Yeah.
They still use chlorine.
But yeah, he came, went and hung out over by my burn pile, then looked at me like, excuse me, but I'm over here trying to sun. Do you mind?
I'm sunning. This is private.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm
I was
naked out
bothering him.
You need to turn yourself around and do the hokey pokey and get the heck out of here. So, was the belt accompanying the handbag, or were they both on the same animal?
No, they were on the same animal.
Okay. So it wasn't an alligator and a nope rope.
Right.
Okay.
But I figured, since it was a big enough guy, I probably could get a purse and a handbag out of it.
Yeah. Maybe even a wallet and some shoes.
And probably enough to have fried gator tail.
Ew.
Yep. It's good.
To each their own.
It's yummy.
But when I was done with what I wanted to do, I got up Turn around, walk back into the house. And the next time I came out, he was gone.
Okay, so can somebody tell me why whenever Christy J uses this emoji,
I can't see.
it always says held for review? It's the face with the glasses and the mustache.
Hmm.
Well, I don't know.
Bushy eyebrows. But I just had to allow it because it always says hide or held for review.
Right.
And it gives me a show or a hide button because I don't know why.
I don't know. I do not know.
No, it
Does
doesn't look like Hitler because Hitler didn't have one of those mustaches that curls up like this. Hitler just had a little thing like this under his nose.
YouTube is funny. You know, sometimes they'll
Yeah.
approve something, sometimes they won't.
It looks like a goofy little thing, but for some reason, it always says held for review. That's why I find it a little weird. Okay, I'll have to put that cookie away for right now. It's too dang sweet.
Ugh, my ulcer's wanting to act up again.
Right, Christy J?
I guess so, Christy. But it's not just my channel that does it. I've noticed it on Zach's too.
It does it on Zach's too. And it does it on Sharon's, and
But I think
it's just crazy.
I think it's just that emoji.
No,
I don't
there's
think
others.
it's, oh, is there other ones that she uses that it does that too?
And not just her either, the other people use.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's why it doesn't do it on Zach's channel, because she's a mod
Well,
now.
I don't know why she's not a mod on mine. I thought she was.
Yeah, well, she's not.
She's not one of the Smurf squad. Oh my goodness.
She
She
is
will be
now.
soon.
Christy, type something so I know for sure you are.
She's
Well,
blue.
and I know for a fact that Mr. J was at one time, so I don't know why he doesn't have his.
And he's not in the Smurf squad right now either.
I just fixed it.
Because I know sometimes Tiffany uses that same emoji that Christy J typed. And every
Yeah.
time Tiffany uses it, because she's not a Smurf part of the Smurf squad, boom. But Tiffany's always like, I don't want that much power.
Yeah. Christy, smartass. Something.
What?
Mr.
I
J
told her
types
to.
something, please.
I told her to type something, so I knew she was to make sure it worked. So she typed the word something.
Oh, smart ass.
And it works for Mr. J because he's part of the Smurf squad now, too.
Good.
Thank you, Mr. J.
Mr. J, you used to be a mod. I don't know what happened.
When YouTube did its latest purge, it not only took people from others and gave them to others and all that, but it took away the Smurf Squad and shit.
I'm glad they've never done that to me yet.
Give them time.
No doubt.
Yeah, they took more away from me.
I guess I'm going to have to check my 300 odd channels to make sure I'm still subscribed to some of them.
I think it all has to do with what the politicians are trying to push down our throats from Washington, D.C. with that critical race theory crap.
Because Christy, he's a punk.
Who?
She asked why Zach isn't on panel.
Oh, because he wants to be a spoilt brat.
Yes, you can throw popcorn at him.
Go for it.
But not to wax political or anything, but if you guys have your kids in school and they're teaching that stuff, I would suggest ripping them out of school and start homeschooling them.
Teaching what?
Critical race theory.
I don't think my kids are being taught
What the
that.
hell is that?
Basically, in a nutshell, it's Marxism 101.
Mm.
It's teaching them how to hate people based on the color of their skin instead of the quality of their character.
Oh, because
And
we need more racism in the world.
well,
Because we
no,
don't have
actually,
enough of it already.
what it's doing is it's teaching them that people who have white skin have white privilege. So they need to, the people with white skin need to be brought down a notch because the people with white skin hurt the people with colored skin. And so anything and everything that people with white skin have, it was basically given to them. So the people with brown skin or colored skin needs to take everything that from the white people that they have.
Mm.
Oh yeah, because that's real smart.
Yeah. And to make it even better, there's schools around this country, America, that are doing these white privilege checklists every week with high school students. And part of it,
Fuck.
yeah, part of it says, I can be assured that when I go and talk to the manager of a business, that I will pretty much be talking to someone that looks like me. And if that kid can answer yes, they get shamed for it. Another one is, if I want to, I can arrange to be around people that look just like me all day long. Well, who can't? But if a white kid says yes, they get shamed for it. Another one says, when people look at me, they don't think I'm lazy based on my size. So they're fat shaming people too. Because the only way you get fat is through privilege. Because you have so much food that all you do is eat and lay around.
I have
Wow.
a friend of
That's funny
mine.
because a lot of the people that I know that are fat or heavy set or whatever you want, obese, are usually the people that are stuck on food stamps,
Mhm.
you know, and
It's either food stamps or it's from something that's happened medically to them.
yeah,
Yeah, I was going to say, I have a friend of mine who swims a
Yes,
lot,
Christy.
very active, obese, because she has to take prednisone.
yep. Prednisone is a steroid that
Prednisone
will,
will make you eat people out of house and home.
yep,
Oh, she's diabetic too. So it's not,
Oh, in
so
Los
she has all these
Angeles.
health conditions that, I mean, she's more active than me,
Yeah.
swims and everything, and she can't lose the weight no matter how many laps she swims in the pool.
Well, that's pretty much what happened to me. I mean, I started losing it a little bit, but then because I couldn't afford to keep up with my plan, it came back. But that's what happened to me. I got cancer and
Chemo can do
I
that to you.
ballooned. I went from a size 12 to a size 36 in less than 6 months.
hello, devil's reject.
Hi, Devil's Reject.
Hello.
But get this, Christina. In Los Angeles, they're for 3 years going to try that universal, what's it called? Universal income plan. They're going to try it for 3 years. And it's allotted to people who make less than $24,000 a year.
Oh, that'd be nice.
And what they're
That
doing,
would be
No, I'm
me.
lucky. I get
what they're doing,
9,600 a year.
what they're doing is they're giving $1,000 a month to so many people to try it out to see how it works.
Yeah,
And it's called universal income. In order to qualify for this, you have to have a low income, like a 24,000 a year or less, and you can't be white.
what?
Well, excuse me.
Because if you're white and you make less than 24,000 a year, then you're obviously just lazy because white people are privileged.
I
Okay.
have freckles that are darker than most people that have color. I just have spots, not all over color.
So,
Right? I'm part Native American.
Oh, see, don't get me started on that one. These people that say, go back to your country. Well, do you look Native American to me?
it's very true, Christy. It's very true. I am not going to lie about something like this. I wish it wasn't true. I really do. And I don't mean to wax political on your channel, Christina. It's just that I want people to be aware of what's going on so that, they don't get hurt and bum rushed by it.
And people wonder why I want to move back to Australia. Really?
Yeah. It's real bad right now.
Yeah.
Down in Texas, the BLM people, they got out onto the middle of a highway and slowed down traffic because they were congregating and walking all across the lanes of traffic. And they were pulling white people out of cars and beating them.
Mm. And see, I was taught as a child, respect old people, no matter what you come, who you are, what you are, and it's just, Because we all bleed the same color.
Well,
I was gonna say,
believe
you know
there's
what?
only one race.
If we all had, if if we all woke up tomorrow and nobody could see,
Well, that's my life.
you know,
And nobody know that who had what skin color and who had what the other skin color.
now, yes, there are people out there that the minute they open their mouth, you can say, "Oh, that's a black guy,"
Or that's
Or
a
a
or
Mexican,
Hispanic.
that's a
"Oh,
Chinese, or that's
yeah." There's people out there that you can do that with, but you know, not everybody, because there's white guys. I swear, when I've heard them talk, I swore that they were black. I come around the
Mhm.
corner and the guy's whiter than I am, and I'm pretty damn white.
And when I got married, there was actually more black people than there were any other racial group at my wedding.
Well, the way I feel about it is there's only one race of people anyway.
It's the human race.
Exactly.
And I'm being told I'm a racist because I believe that. Not
Oh,
from anybody
fucking hell.
around me, but straight from the mouth of Washington, D.C., where Joe Biden and Kamala Harris live.
Oh, yeah.
And they are the ones saying it. So just be aware. The biggest thing that I want is for people to be aware and to fight this without, how do I say it? Without turning into what they're already calling us, racists.
Anyway, on that, Zach, you're wrong. Okay, you are just wrong. Good night, Sunita. Sarah.
Sarah!
Oh no, we got
But
invaded by another Canadian.
I apologize for waxing political. This was important
you're
enough to me
fine.
that I needed to say something
Yep,
about it.
you're fine. Sunita wrote, "Hi, brother Zach, LOL." And then Zach's like, "Oh my God, Sunita, don't you turn into her."
Turn into who?
His girlfriend.
Oh. I was not aware she was calling him Brother Zach.
She always has.
Christy J, they are not going to show that on the news channels because they don't want people to know what's actually going on. They're hiding it from the American people. But if you go to the, what's it called? Blaze TV website, you will be able to see a lot of that. And wait, Christy J's in Canada, isn't she?
Yeah.
I don't know if they're doing it up there or not.
Well, we don't have any rights to what happens in Canada, so I doubt it.
But I do know one thing that's happening in Canada.
We love Canadians. What do you mean, Sarah? You thought Sue? She said, "I thought you liked Canadians."
Okay, I call Yank Canadians. What do you know?
But there was a pastor of a church up in Canada, and he held services on Saturdays instead of Sundays. And as he was going home after one of his services, he and his brother were arrested out of a car in the middle of the highway. Not on the side of the highway, in the middle of the highway. And then dragged to the police transport.
Why?
Because they broke the rules of having a church service. However, if you would have went into Ontario where this happened, if you would have went into the city of Ontario and went to the mosque, the Muslim mosque, you would have seen that they were holding services, but they weren't being interrupted. They weren't being told they had to quit. They weren't told that if it didn't stop that they were going to be arrested. But this Christian pastor was.
Yes, Jehovah's Witness does it on Saturdays.
There's other religions that do it on Saturday too.
Yeah, I think the Jews do it as well. Don't quote me on that.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. I thought there was a city of Ontario. I know in California there's a city of Ontario.
There is.
My
Okay,
bad.
so-
Forgive me, Zach. I'm sorry.
Sarah said that the sermon was held where no masks and no social distancing was happening.
Oh, don't get me started on the anti-mask wearing people. Seriously.
Well,
I mean,
it's
this
not
is
that I'm an anti-masker. It's more of a, if you want to wear it, wear it. If you don't, don't.
I was in a store right at the height of the pandemic last year. I forgot my mask in the car, and they offered me one in the store, and because I realized that I didn't deliberately forget it. Why do cats always groom themselves when next to you? Seriously.
Because they're
Comfortable.
comfortable.
He had also been warned a week before, from what Sarah had been told. But still, it doesn't give them the right to stop them in the middle of the highway and then drag them to the transport. That's wrong. That part is wrong. I don't care who you are. I don't care what law you broke.
You still deserve the basic rights of a human being.
Well, there was this one woman.
Good night,
She was
Sanita.
claiming she couldn't wear a mask because she was legally blind. And all I can
What?
think, yes, and all I can think is, see, I'm legally blind, so what? That's no reason not to wear a mask. Except the damn things won't fit me. I'm always hitching one up,
What is being legally blind?
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe she was wearing it up here like this.
Oh, jeez. But it's so stupid because I had that problem. I can't see half the shit that I need to see. And yet it doesn't stop me from wearing a mask. I have to wear one tomorrow because I've got to go to a medical facility. Really?
I have issues with
Breathing?
well, yeah, that too. But I'm very claustrophobic.
So is my sister.
And so when I have to wear a mask, I have to take extra anxiety medication. because my heart starts racing and I literally have panic attacks.
Well, I can understand that.
Because of the face diaper.
Yeah, because of the face diaper.
Oh, it was funny last year. I was telling my sister I had to go get an MRI done. And she's like, you don't care? No. She freaks out.
Oh, they have to
Me,
give me a Valium. I
I
can't.
tried to
I
take it.
can't get in there.
I was trying to
They
take a
have to.
nap one time, and then just as I was drifting off to sleep, it screeched in my ear. It's like, oh, that's not going to happen.
Yep, they put music on, because they give me headphones and put
Yeah.
music on, and I've had a Valium. They've given me my Valium, and I'm given an eye thing,
The sleeping mask.
and yeah, and then I'm put in it. But they give me enough Valium to where
To kill them
I
all.
almost am. I'm like stoned off my ass. Like,
And you
Yes,
just
the
don't care
driving would
anymore.
not be advisable.
I don't give a shit that I'm in that machine.
I'm just in la la land. Woohoo!
Just do what you gotta do. I don't give a shit.
I just, a machine like that, and they say, well, we need to take a scan of your brain, or we need to put you in feet first, and da da da. No, not unless you grease my thighs and lube my hips. No, I ain't getting stuck in your machine.
Well, and that's the thing with like the MRI machine. You literally feel like you're stuck in it because like they get you so close to the top of that thing. There's like maybe that much room between you and the top of the machine.
Oh, trust me,
I
I've been
get
in a CAT scan machine, which is like a mini MRI, and they feed you through, and then they pull you back out, and then they feed you back through, and I'm like, I am not here to be the penis for your little robot vagina, okay?
Yep.
Hey guys, I've got to do a CTA scan tomorrow, so I'm going to be in the same boat as an MRI in a way. And
Yep.
I'm lucky I'm small because I don't have that issue.
Well, you're not going to make that robot vagina very happy at all, are you?
No, no.
Well, the
It was,
CT scanner. I mean, I don't like those either, but they're bigger. You know, at least
Yeah, the
you have a
holes are
little
big.
bit of, you have a little bit of room. You can, if you had to, you get the out of there. You know,
And, well, it's
but that
bigger as far as
MRI
the
machine,
opening.
I have them every year.
And those CT scanners are smaller as far as from front to back, too, because they don't cover your whole body if they have to put
exactly.
you in first. But
Actually, I'll feed you.
no, it's like, no, I'm not here to be the penis for your. Mm-mm.
I see my MRIs take an
And I
hour,
tried,
and I'm stuck in that machine.
they threatened to give me an open MRI one time. And I'm like, you think I can stand up for that long? Unassisted? Try again.
Yeah, I mean, if they don't give me my knockout meds, I can't do it.
Too bad they can't do the open MRI lying down.
Yeah,
You have to be standing up for that one.
yeah. But yeah, I the first time they tried to do an MRI on me because I had never had one. And, I was like, okay, yes, I'm claustrophobic, but, if I can ride in an elevator, I should be okay.
Think again.
I was like, as soon as I got in that thing and I couldn't move at all, I felt like I was going to puke. I couldn't breathe. I started screaming. I was like, get me the hell out of this thing. They couldn't move my chair. They couldn't get my chair out of there fast enough, or the bed thing out of there fast enough for me.
Had they even turned it on yet?
No.
Wow.
When I
I was
had
like, yeah, we can't do this.
Yeah, Christy, that's what I was talking about, was that video.
when I was pregnant with my first child, my next door neighbor warned me that the operating table that they do the C-section on was very narrow. So I was scheduled to have a C-section anyway, but it turned into an emergency. But anyway, so they get me on, they give me a spinal block, so I wasn't feeling anything. They laid me down, and I put my arms to my sides. There's still room for me to put my arms to my side. And I looked at my doctor, hey, Dr. Rosenberg, and he goes, what? I fit on this table. And he just rolled his eyes, shook his head, and goes, you'd be the only one that would fit on this table. And I mean, mind you, I'm 8 months pregnant, 7, so I wasn't exactly, small because I had baby on board. But yeah, guess I could put my arms down by my hips and.
So you finally got to see what it felt like to be medium, huh?
I got to 140 pounds.
Yeah, that's medium.
That's very fun.
That would be everybody else's small, but
Oh, I was pissed when I had my second because, again, scheduled C-section, and so you got to go into pre-surgery. So they weighed me, and I weighed 140 pounds. I'm like, okay, I'll give birth to him. So you got to figure baby weight, amniotic fluid, placenta, yada yada yada. And I asked the nurse later on, because they had the baby in the nursery, I said, do you mind if I weigh myself? And she goes, no, go ahead. And it was 140 pounds again. I'm like, what? What happened? I'm supposed to lose something, not an ounce. But mind you,
Wow.
my legs were they were so swollen from all the IV fluids and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
But yeah, same weight pre-baby as I was after baby. I was like, gee, that's not right.
I was going to say,
But was
because
you the same weight the next day?
It took me a couple of days to lose the excess fluid in my legs. It's from having high blood pressure.
Talking about blood pressure, Miss Sue.
Yes,
How's it doing?
going down.
it is 163. Well, 160 something over 101. So it's coming down.
That's good. I'm glad to hear that.
Hang on, let me check my thingy, whatchamacallit, and it'll probably be yakety yak.
Nope.
Because
If my blood pressure ever got to be like 117 over 65, my freaking doctor would be like flipping the fuck out.
it was 163 over 101.
Ah,
So that's the best I've had in quite a few days.
I think that was a cord that just came out. Because that hurt.
Oh, are you still
Oh, it's still seething like you wouldn't believe. That's why I put my name the way I did.
Yeah. Hang on, I can't see.
It
was
says it was
juicy and it still
juicy,
is.
and it still is.
Okay. Because for me to read what you got under your names, I have to hold my phone like right at my eye.
When I was in middle school, there was a kid, and he was so blind that he had to have special paper with the lines on it that were raised.
Right.
And even though he wore glasses that were thicker than those square glass blocks that they use, for decoration to make a
My
wall,
glasses, before I
he
had
had to bring
a
it
lens
clear up
implant.
here like this to his face to write up at those
Yeah.
glasses so that he could read.
My glasses were 2 inches thick. I used to swipe them when I was in
Yeah.
primary school or elementary school. Use them to set fire to like the shoelaces, paper, or anything else.
And see the words on there? He would have to bring it
No,
up
I
here like
can't.
this to read it. Well,
Yeah, I do that. I still do that.
he would have to bring it up
When
here
I
like
have to
this to
read
read
something,
it. And even though my heart went out to him, this kid was uber smart. He was like a genius. And
okay, something like this planet, right?
uh-huh.
I have to be able to, like read something. Hang on. I have to hold it like this and to see the July, September.
Right. That's the way this kid was in school.
I have to do it.
And
I
Zach,
remember
what the
going
hell
to
are you
an
doing?
ophthalmologist. I was seeing an ophthalmologist, and you know how there's the piece, a thing that starts at one size font and goes and gets smaller and smaller.
yeah.
I held it up like I normally do, really, really close. And he goes, "You normally do that?" And I said, "Yeah. I mean, it's a lifetime habit." And he
Mm-hmm.
goes, "I'm not going to change it. I'm not going to, because he could, try to get glasses to, you know, but my glasses
Could you
prescription.
imagine the cost of those glasses, though?
Yeah, I had a plus 22 prescription with a plus 4 on top of it for bifocals. Yeah, mine were uber strong. It got
And
to
that
the
had to
point,
be uber expensive.
yeah, mine were actually, it had to be made in another state because they were so difficult to make. And
Yeah.
I was 15, almost 16. My optometrist who made my glasses, he actually had to call my eye doctor and say, "Can we put her in a contact lens because her face can no longer take the weight of the glasses? My nose is too small. My glasses would always end up here, not effective. You see?"
Wow.
So he called my optometrist and said, "This is my idea. If we put her in a contact lens and then make a bifocal as regular glasses, but keep the bifocal."
Right.
So, and in high school, the overhead projector sheets, I would use a
Mm-hmm.
yellow one. I would use a yellow one to help me read photocopies and stuff. And my sheet music was enlarged to the point when you were trying to figure out where I was sitting in school band, you could spot me by the size of my sheet music.
Wow.
Yeah. And I couldn't share a music stand with all the other players because I needed one, front and center.
Yeah.
If somebody to my left or my right was, had their sheet music, I couldn't read it.
Wow.
And but
Well, I was one of those that was lucky enough in band that I had my own holder for the sheet music
music
because
stand.
I played the marimba along with a whole bunch of other different instruments. So I had like 5 sheets of music for each instrument that I was playing, and I couldn't share with anybody because I had so much music.
We used to crack me up because my bandmaster, aka senior master of music department, he was a male chauvinistic pig. He really was. So a girl could not be better than a boy.
Oh,
Case in
okay.
point, he gave half a mark higher to a boy on an essay that we all had to do. But it used to piss him off because when it came to tuning the band, I was the one that tuned the band because I was always in tune. He even broke out a meter and I was dead on, not too sharp, not too, no, every week. He had to tune the band by me. I mean,
I bet that torqued him off.
oh yeah. And when we had an assignment and it was one of those state school thingies, where they submit it to the,
Right.
to test us. Anyway, he, it was orally, which most people know it as Love Me Tender. So we were given the melody line and we had to write the harmony and also the bass line. I swiped my sister's record of Elvis Presley doing Love Me Tender and I just picked out the notes accordingly. In a way, it was kind of like cheating, but it's not really cheating because the amount of times I had to listen to the damn thing to pick out the notes. Hang on a second. Anyway,
Welcome back, Christy J. And yes, Zach wanted attention.
Yes, he definitely wants attention.
so I
Why he
did the
doesn't bring
music,
himself up here, I don't know.
did the composition, and he ended up having to record mine to submit because it was the only one that was decent enough. Oh yeah, and then there was my sister's assignment. She had to write a 16 or 32 bar piece of music composition. So 5:30 in the morning, the day we were in the room, and she got good grades for it. And it was an instrument that I'd only been playing for a few months because I switched from, okay, I was taught violin at a very young age, but didn't continue. And then I played in high school. I started with clarinet and then switched to alto saxophone. And then between grade 10 and 11, I picked up flute. And I taught myself how to play flute. There was nobody to teach me. And so I wrote her, so I was playing the flute in my room the morning her assignment was due.
The one time that I was
And she
asked
goes
to
to me,
write
I don't know how
music,
you, and she goes,
it was
I don't know how
for
you do it.
some people are just gifted with music. But
Well, my
I
grandfather
know
used
that
to compose music too.
my band teacher, he wanted to know my level of music knowledge and music theory. And I told him right off the bat, I was never taught music theory, so I don't know what music theory is all about. So he
Oh, you
said,
used to
well,
born the
let's see
crap
how
out of
you do. Let's see how you do. I was like, okay, but I'm telling you, I don't know nothing about music theory or how to figure out what kind of a note should be where. I just don't. He said, well, just humor me and try this out. So he said, I want you to write the music to the song Looney Tunes.
Yep.
Simple song, right? I mean, anybody can sing it. right? Okay. Anybody can sing it. It ends up being played for like, what,
30
15,
seconds.
20 seconds and the song is done.
Yeah.
And so I said, okay. So I wrote the music over the weekend. The only thing is I only used one kind of note because I didn't know what goes where and where goes what. I didn't know if it should be a 32nd or a 16th or an 8th. Find out that the music for that song is riddled with 8th and 16th notes. There's even a couple of 30 seconds in there. But I didn't know where they belonged. There's some rests in there. I didn't know where they belonged. There's half notes. There's full notes. There's sharps and flats and all that. And those are the only ones I knew was the sharps and the flats. But I was at least able to pick out the notes, so I thought I was doing pretty good.
Are you aware of the piece called Liberty Bell?
Maybe if I had heard it, I would be, but I don't think so.
Hang on. It's been a while since I played it. Well, anyway, I drove my mum nuts practicing it because you start at the top of the scale and you race down towards the bottom, and then it's fast, and you do it rapid. And oh my God, my mother I had to make out of an old pair of school tights. I had to make a muffler for my saxophone.
Well, my mom wouldn't let me play saxophone.
You know why there's no saxophones in an orchestra?
Why?
Because the guy that invented it, he had a rival, and his rival basically put into the newspapers and advertised, that this is a crap instrument, blah, 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 bad-mouthed it. See, the saxophone, because of the sound that it makes, it can replace or work with so many different instruments.
Yeah.
Because it's a hybrid. It's woodwind and brass.
Yeah. Well, my mom wouldn't let me play saxophone because she said she didn't like the way they sound, because to her it sounded like a dying cow trying to fart.
Yeah. But if you'll excuse me, the coffee's done its trick.
Oh, she's
I
got
gotta
to
go,
go to the
Danny.
potty.
I gotta go, Danny.
No.
So excuse
She's
me
gotta
one
get it done.
momento, please.
All right.
So, yep, it happened again. I hate it when this happens. I mean, I'm glad that it's draining and I'm glad that the cords are coming out. But does it have to hurt with each one? Ugh. Although I do have to say, when I went to my mother-in-law's house today, I didn't make it to church because I didn't want to be a disruption because of how often I have to change this dressing. But I went over to my mother-in-law's and I told her what was going on. And she gave me
I'm
a
Brian.
whole bag of these.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you can see it or not, but there's a little pad in there.
Yep.
That's like, what is it, about 3 or 4 inches tall? A 4 by 3 is what it is. 4 inches tall, 3 inches wide. And she was going to give me some tape, but I said, Mom, I'm not going to use it, to be honest, because there's hair there in that place. And no. I'm not trying to wax my pubes. But she gave me a bunch of these.
That was
So now I
nice.
don't have to use toilet paper until these are gone.
Well, and these absorb more. So
Oh no, because I wrapped the toilet paper pretty thick around my hand before I put it down there. And still, with the way that, as thick as I put it, with the way this thing is draining, it don't matter anyway. So I got to change between 3 to 4 hours every 3 to 4 hours. And I'm going to run out of toilet paper.
well, if the core is coming out,
We got this gas shortage and everything's starting to skyrocket and it's just no bueno.
yeah. Well, if the core is coming out, then it shouldn't be draining too much longer.
Oh no, sweetie, this was a multi-core. It was a super,
Okay.
and that's why it hurts whenever one comes out, because
Oh, I can
the
imagine.
barrier between one boil and the other is breaking, and then that core is coming out, and it hurts.
Yeah.
That's got to burn. I can imagine how uncomfortable that is.
It's hell. It's hell. Because not only am I suffering from the pain of each core breaking through, but because I've been keeping toilet paper down there, now I'm getting a rash because it's too dry.
Yep.
It's just can't win, you can't lose.
Damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Exactly. Or should I say exactary?
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
I swear, if you don't quit knocking things down. Damn cats.
But that's what they're meant to do.
Yeah,
That's
get
what
on
they
my
were
nerves.
put on the face of this earth to do.
Right.
They find something sitting on a flat surface that's just sitting there doing what it's supposed to be doing and looking pretty. They go and sit beside it, and then they look at you to make sure you're watching, and then they knock it off.
Of course they do. They want to annoy the shit out of me.
They want to see that you're paying attention to them when they do what they're not supposed to be doing. But
and then
they
they'll
do
look at you like, you need to clean this mess up.
Well, that's what I'm trying to do. But
No,
I mean, that's the thing. I try to clean up the mess, and they just
first they look at you like, oh, hi, you're there. I'm here. And then they look at you like, look at what I can do. And they knock it off and they're like, you spilled something.
Yeah.
Right? Well, that's just like my little visitor today. He kind of looked at me like, you're disturbing me. So
You're
I would
in
appreciate you leaving.
You're in my space.
Yeah.
Did you look back at your visitor and say, Karen?
No,
I pay rent here.
No kidding.
I should have looked at it and said, Coach.
Yeah. Oh no, Louis Vuitton.
Or
Yeah,
yeah,
Louis
Louis
Vuitton.
Vuitton.
Ugh.
or Michael Kors or
Yeah,
Gucci.
there you go. Because with Gucci, you get the shoes, the belt, and the purse, and the wallet.
there you go.
You get the whole ensemble.
And they might throw in a hat band just because. But still, that Karen thing fit too.
But yeah,
Excuse me, you're bothering me,
yep.
Karen. I pay rent here. You're bothering me.
I know, right?
Ugh.
Who
There's a
pays
hole in
rent?
my cup.
Oh
Uh-oh.
no, you're gonna
There's a
have to
hole
get
in
a
my
new
cup, and
cup.
I'm running out of coffee, y'all.
Uh-oh.
It's tragic.
Quick, bring your coffee stat.
I'll have to
Yeah.
I have to call my landlord and let him know that one came up here just because he does have grandchildren that live on the property. And I don't
Yeah.
want them little babies being out in the yard and something were to happen, it would happen.
No, that's not a
My
good
first
idea.
husband, when I lived in Tampa back in the dark ages, the 80s. Um,
You know, in the 80s, I was
my
still in Australia.
husband, he got so drunk at this party we went to, and he took off walking down the street, and he ended up in this park and passing out in the park. I found him the next morning, and where I found him was in the park next to a pond, laying on the grass, sleeping in the sun, next to what I thought was a log.
Yeah, it wasn't a log.
No,
Before I got up to him, I found out it was not a log. It was a humongous alligator.
no, it's a fashion accessory, don't you know? Just like we have Crocs, you know?
Mm-hmm.
They just happen to have their own, instead of having wheels, they have feet.
Yes,
Yeah.
but I ended up calling animal control instead of waking him up.
Yeah, my I had told a friend of mine about it earlier. She's like, "Well, did you call wildlife and stuff?" I'm like, "No." She's like, "Well, you should have. He wasn't fucking with me. Why should I fuck with him?"
All they're
Yeah.
going to do is
They're
catch
better off.
him and relocate him.
Yeah, and that's what I
Yeah.
told her. I said, "This is the first one that's ever come up." I said, "And I think it's only because it's been so rainy lately, you know."
Ugh. Trying to find something.
I just hope that when they say they relocate those things, that they actually do relocate them to another part of the ecosystem instead of relocating them to the butcher.
Oh no, here what they do, I know here in this area, what they do is they send them to the prairie.
Do they tag them when they relocate them?
Yeah, we have a resort, a gator resort in the prairie.
Well, the
Now the
reason
ones that,
I'm saying that is because there's a lot of places that claim to relocate the
yep.
individuals, but they relocate them to a butcher shop.
Now if they're at a certain length, they'll only keep them until they're at a certain length, and then after that they don't
Yeah.
relocate.
Well, I mean, if they tag them before they relocate them, then they know if they migrated to another area
Right. But
Yeah.
or
what I'm
returned
saying
to that
is,
area.
what I'm saying is though that if they're past, I think it's 10 feet. If
That's
they're bigger
damn
than
fast.
10, I think if they're bigger than 10 feet, um, they euthanize them.
Mm.
So they relocate him to the butcher shop.
Yep. I think. I could be wrong. It might be bigger than that, but
Where do you think they
no,
get the gator tail bites and all that for Outback
right?
restaurant?
Yeah.
I refuse to go to an Outback restaurant.
I do too.
I mean, I was in
Simply because-
Australia for 13 months because my mum was dying of cancer. I came back and I was living in Virginia at the time. So my ex-husband takes me to an Outback restaurant. They didn't cook my meal correctly. And he called the manager and he explained. And this manager was talking in an atrocious, I mean, really bad Australian accent. But I kept my mouth shut. And then I said to him, that's not how we cook it in Australia. And quick as, I mean, really, like a New Yorker can sound like an Australian. Not. Because as soon as I opened my mouth and said something, he's like, instantly fake accent dropped and his real one came out. I was like, thought so. I don't think he's expecting a real Australian in his restaurant, you know what I'm saying?
Well, I
Yeah.
refuse to go to Outback because it's supposed to be an Australian themed restaurant.
There's
And if
nothing
that's the
Australian about
case,
it.
why is the menu from Africa?
Yeah.
The only thing that's semi-Australian is
Then we do eat lamb down there.
they claim to have croc bites on there. That's nothing but alligator.
It's
So
not.
it's not crocodile, it's alligator.
No.
There's a difference. And there's nothing Australian about the Outback. So
Oh,
I
and there's
refuse to
nothing
go there.
Australian about a bloomin' onion either.
No. But most of the menu comes from different places in Africa. And that's
I
not
think
Australian.
the only thing that got close to Australian is lamb. We eat lamb down there like you guys eat steak. You know what I'm saying?
Lamb is
Well, that's
good.
because that's what you guys call cattle.
Okay, when there's like 2 or 3, well, actually 3 to 5 sheep per human, yeah, we have a
Yeah.
sheep problem. I mean, we do have
That's
cattle,
why the
but
best
it's
wool comes from Australia.
much less populated. And I love this. They say the Texas ranch is so huge, blah blah blah. Obviously, you haven't seen an Australian cattle station, have you? Where your nearest neighbour is a good 10 kilometres away. Where your property has its own airstrip because it's the only way to get stuff in. You get mail once a month.
But there is nothing Australian about the Outback, so I refuse to go.
Yeah.
And their
My
food's
son
not
is
that
in
good
his room
either.
singing.
Exactly. So I won't insult my taste buds with eating there.
All right, I got to go to the potty. I'll be right back.
No,
Oh,
it's
no.
the dunny. What do I have to keep telling you? It's the dunny.
Well, right now it's the Potsy because that's where I gotta go.
Well, you got to go to the loo. How's that?
She's gonna make a piddle before she makes a puddle.
There you go.
Christina,
she
we
didn't
can
leave
hear
me by
you
myself.
tinkle.
At least she didn't abandon me this time.
Right? I'll keep you company.
Okay, you can reach out
Me
for me
and my
too.
boil. Me and my boil will keep you company.
I'm glad you're getting some relief, and even though it's not the best relief from said boil.
Yeah, I just wish it wasn't a multi-core. I wish it would have been just one and done, but no, it's a multi-core.
Yeah.
Meaning it's like 5 or 7 boils all stacked up on top of each other.
A cluster.
Yeah.
Or shall we say a clusterfuck.
It's just
So you going to, have you thought about going to the doctor for antibiotics?
No, because it's still draining. If it stops
Okay.
draining but doesn't go away, then yes, I will.
Okay. Just wondering what your plan of attack would be.
Did you make a piddle instead of a puddle?
Yes, ma'am.
And you're going to cause yourself to shrink.
Yes. But I just wanted to let you know, Christina,
Uh-huh.
we can hear you tinkle.
No, you can't. Right,
Did
Christy?
you check the yard for gators?
This is why at night I don't leave the porch.
Well, you should have
Don't
a
blame.
flashlight out there so that you can shine it around the yard. And you'll know if there's gators around because they're where the eye shine.
See, where I live, aardvarks frequent my area.
Aardvarks are funny looking animals. I'm sorry, but they
Yeah,
are.
they are. And this is
They're
definitely
as
why my
furry as a
cats don't go
bear.
outside.
They're as furry as a bear.
No, I should say
They're
they're
the size of a
armadillos.
large boar.
No,
They
they're
have the
armadillos.
trunk of a miniature elephant with a 17-foot tongue. If that ain't funny looking, I don't know what is.
No, it's the armadillo that we have around here.
Oh, armadillos?
Yeah,
That's another funny looking
ugly.
animal.
They're ugly too. I
It's the
saw a dead
size.
one.
It's the size of a small raccoon, full grown. It's
Mm,
it's got its own alligator clothing,
yeah, yeah. No, I went to check
but it's
mail one day because
bifurcated like a roller.
I have to go up the street. Well, up to the end of my street, turn right, walk a bit, because my mailboxes are, like a rural, right in a row.
Right.
And I happen to see one dead in the middle of the road. I'm like, great.
Ew.
So in Australia, do they really say I'm going on a walkabout?
Yeah.
Do they really?
Okay, the term going on a walkabout is actually from the indigenous people, the Aborigines, because they're so nomadic that they called it the walkabout, and it stuck. I mean, so if you're going on a bushwalk, as we call it, hiking, we're going on a walkabout. I spent many,
Well, also wasn't a
quite a few
walkabout
hours
for the
bushwalking.
was wasn't a walkabout for the Aborigines kind of like the
It's kind of like
spirit walk for
Native
the Native
Americans.
Americans?
Yeah, some tribes were,
Because Native Americans go on a spirit walk.
yeah. Well, if you think about it this way, for the ones that have a nomadic lifestyle, for food or whatever else, the same with the Aborigines, they would go, more nomadic. And
Well,
it
the
wasn't,
spirit walk for the Native Americans is more of a rite of passage. Because
right. But you see,
they have to do it
because of
alone.
the terrain in Australia, some of it being very, very harsh, for the native, for the indigenous, they would have to be more nomadic to get food.
Yeah.
And actually, there in parts of Australia, you can tell when a fire's gone through if there's a lot of wattle trees. Wattle trees are germinated by fire. So with the fires that were back in 2019, 2020, there's going to be a lot of wattle trees that sprout up. But it wasn't, I think it was in the 80s, there was a group of Aborigines that had never seen white man, had never come across white man at all, because they lived in such a remote part of Australia.
Where did they live, in the middle?
No, it was up in the top end
Wow.
of Western Australia. But we only live on the coast,
Yeah.
so all that middle, very, very lightly populated. The only reason why Northern Territory is considered a state is they need a representative in the House.
Wow.
Otherwise, they don't even have the population to be considered a state.
Christy, he went to bed.
Did you see what she told you should listen to, Christina?
Yeah.
Rippy the Gator by the Arrogant Worms.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's a good song, I like the name of the band. Arrogant Worms.
I mean, the indigenous people eat witchetty grubs, big fat bugs.
Mm-hmm. No.
Well,
No.
Tiffany would fit right in with them.
Yeah.
No.
High in protein. And when I was studying Aborigines in social science class, we went to the river's edge, and there's middens. Middens are basically where they were burn their trash. And along the bank, small cliff, was where one was. And I laid on my belly to look over the side of the bank, and I actually found one because the erosion had exposed it that the teacher didn't even know about.
Wow.
My high school was on the river. I mean, shit, the river was like 5 minutes away from my house. Less, actually. So I used to walk up the street to go to the beach as a kid.
I want to go to the beach so bad. But right now it would not be conducive to my boil. It would make it worse.
It would also sting like a motherfucker, but anyway.
Yes, it would. But you want to talk about getting infected, and then, yeah, I'd really have to go to the doctor.
Yeah.
Or if I got sand in it, oh,
Oh my God.
Oh my.
that
I'm
would not be
cringing
fun.
about it. Ugh.
Oh.
Can we say ow?
No, it would
It'd
be
be
a
more an
litany of
ow.
it would be a litany of ouch, GD, MF, or SOB. SOMF and B. They would have to knock me out to treat me for that.
Yep.
To say the least.
They would truly
Because
have to.
a local isn't gonna fix that one.
Well, that's the thing though. When a place has been irritated by something like this, even if they did put a local on it, it wouldn't work because the nerves are already agitated.
That's what I'm saying. Douche cannon.
Douche canoe. But I just, I'm already at the point that I'm wanting to spray it with Lysol to kill off the yuck in it really quick to make it dry up, but I won't do it.
No, that wouldn't.
I might threaten it, but I ain't gonna do it.
Or alcohol. Either or,
I was
it's
gonna say try some peroxide or alcohol.
Oh, no. No.
Well, I would say peroxide would be the better bet because that, alcohol would be.
Alcohol would make it worse.
Watch that shit bubble. That's what
That's
I like
right.
about peroxide.
No, I'm just gonna leave it be until it stops. And if it hasn't gone away by the time that it stops, then I'm gonna go to the doctor and get some antibiotics.
I'm allergic to to a few antibiotics. Thanks to my youngest child, I could take any, penicillin, amoxicillin. I could take those, and then I got pregnant with my second child, and then suddenly I'm allergic to amoxicillin, which means
I
I'm
can't
allergic
take
to
penicillin or any penicillin product.
Yeah.
My throat will close up and I will quit breathing.
And what was the ironic thing? I was supposed to take 2 a day. I was only taking 1 a day because I'm going off past history where you start out with just the 1 a day. And I was in so much pain, head to toe joint pain. If I had been taken as prescribed, I had to think what would happen.
I know that whenever I get an antibiotic, 9 times out of 10, I have to get diflucan.
Mm-hmm.
Not just one, but 2. Because not only will I get a yeast infection in my hoo-hoo, but I will get a yeast infection in my mouth.
Yep.
And that's
Okay.
from any antibiotic.
I don't have that problem. I've heard so many people have a yeast infection from an antibiotic. I never had the problem. It wasn't until my mother-in-law, Logan, my oldest child, he was prescribed antibiotics, and she goes, "Well, you better watch out, get a yeast infection." I'm like, "What?" And she goes, "Everybody gets a yeast infection from antibiotics." I'm like, "No, never heard of it because I never had it, never had that problem. It's not like I haven't been, given antibiotics throughout my life." And she wanted to tell me everything I said I was a liar. And then I gave the antibiotics to him, and not a single sign of a yeast infection. So you had to pretty much swallow humble pie on that one. My mother-in-law didn't like me.
The only antibiotic that doesn't give me a yeast infection is the K-Pack.
Okay. Or the Z-Pack.
Z-Pack doesn't either, but they're the same
Yeah.
thing pretty much.
Yeah.
But that's the only one that doesn't.
Last time I was prescribed an antibiotic, the pharmacist had to. She goes, just to let you know, it is a cousin of the ones I'm allergic to, and she goes, you need to watch how you react. Hopefully, it was far enough away from the originals, like penicillin and amoxicillin, that it would be safe to take.
Yeah, I'm allergic to penicillin and any penicillin product, and I can do a Z-Pack or a K-Pack.
And see, I can't even take Benadryl for allergies because I'm allergic to the antihistamines in it.
Now, I will tell you, whenever I'm sick, one of the things I love most is when they give me the Benadryl intravenously.
That will kill me.
Yeah, I like that one.
It gets me higher than a kite, and it lasts a good while on me. Almost 24 hours. Almost. But it makes my nose clear up so well that I mean, I've never breathed as good as when I do whenever I'm hopped up on Benadryl in my veins.
When I have an MS flare, they treat it with steroids orally, right? And I'm bouncing off the walls, hyper, like an Energizer bunny and everything else. However, when they have to take it further and give me intravenous steroids, I take a nap. It's the machine that's dispensing the steroids, setting off an alarm to let them know it's done, that wakes me up.
Mm-hmm.
You think getting it directly into the vein, I'll be like so hyper? No, opposite effect.
When they give me steroids intravenously, I will sleep too. But if I have to take the steroid in my mouth, I'll eat you out of house and home.
Yep.
I don't care what steroid it is. I will eat you out of house and home.
Well, when my back first started becoming an issue, they used to give me shots of morphine to like calm it down, which was fine. Didn't have a problem with it. They'd put it in my IV, I'd be good. Well, then my doctor started prescribing it to take home. Yeah, not a good idea. I broke out in hives, was throwing up. My throat started closing up. So I could take the liquid, like shot form or in the IV, but can't give it to me in the pill form.
Well, it's like for pain, a lot of people get prescribed I just had the word. I just had the name. Starts with a P.
Percocet.
I was prescribed Percocet one time for my teeth because they kept breaking and they'd break into the center and, it was really painful.
That shit fucking hurts.
So they gave me Percocet. The first time I had ever had it, They gave me 2 little pills that I swallowed right there in front of them, and they wanted me to wait in the emergency room waiting room so that they could see how I reacted to it. Within 45 minutes, I started laughing at the stupidest thing.
Yep. That's Percocet for you.
This woman, she was 85 years old if she was a day. But she had this bleach blonde hair, trying to look like a 25-year-old from back in the 80s because she had the
The
leggings
big
with
hair.
the tank top and the big boobs and the blonde hair. And only she had carded it like this. So the bottom half she had sprayed with a pink hair dye. Well,
Oh,
this hair dye was starting to flake off and onto her black shirt. And I noticed it. And I was like, trying not to laugh, because this was a hospital and she was there for a reason, obviously. Oh my goodness. Trying to hide the fact that I was laughing and smiling and all this. My daughter looks over at me. She's like, Mom, are you okay? I'm like,
no.
her pink is coming off. Can I have hair like that when I'm 85? This woman heard that last one and she turned around and looked at me, and I was like, but this stuff made me laugh maniacally.
Yep.
And my daughter was like, What are you laughing at? I'm like, Oh, nothing, just Dog the Bounty Hunter. Because that's what was on the TV. And the next day, my daughter comes to pick me up and take me around, get me some fresh air and all that. And she gets pulled over by the cops. I start laughing my ever-loving butt off. She's like, Mom, stop it. You're going to get me put in jail. So I was, again, sitting here calling. The cops, one of them goes up to her window and asks for her driver's license and yada, yada, yakety, schmackety. The other one comes up to my side. He's like, Are you on drugs? I'm like,
Yep.
He's like, What are you on? Are you on meth or something? I was like, And so my daughter's like, God, Mom, just tell him. And so I showed him the bottle because I had the pill bottle with me because I didn't know how long she was going to have me out and I didn't want to miss my
Right.
next dose and all that. He's like, Are you abusing this? I was like, No. He's like, Then why are you laughing? I said, Because it makes me laugh. He's like, Do you find this situation funny? I said, No, sir. And so he was like, Okay. Well, he counted the pills in the bottle, so he saw that I wasn't abusing it. He's like, Why do you have this with you? I said, Because my next dose is in about an hour and a half, and I don't know how long she's going to have me out here. And this whole time I'm laughing, and she's like, Mom, you're going to get me put in jail. And so he looks down at her because he heard her say it. He's like, Oh, no, she's not going to get you put in jail. If anything, she might go to a rehab. I started laughing so hard. I was like, and this was out in California. But, I mean, I can't take Percocet because of that. It gets me
Some
laughing
people are
so
just a
hard
little
that
bit.
my face hurts, my ribs hurt. And so, yes, there's medicines out there that you can't
Some people
take.
are just more sensitive to the pain
Narcotic.
medication, narcotics.
Mm-hmm.
Because no, Demerol That's what.
Oh, I love
Oh
Demerol.
my God, I love Demerol.
I love
Oh,
Demerol.
I love it too. Because once they found out that I had the reaction I did with the morphine, they just take morphine away from me altogether, and they give
I was
me.
I was given one time I was given Demerol because I had lockjaw, and they had to relax my jaw so I could open my and move my jaw again. But so they hook up the IV, then they put the Demerol into the vein. I felt the heat of it travel up the vein, right? And then I felt it hit the brain cells.
Yep.
And that's when they asked me, can you count backwards from 1,000? Because they wanted to see how fast it worked. Okay. So I go 1,999, 998. I paused because I was feeling it start to hit the brain. And then I was like, I couldn't remember where I was. I was like 9,000. Oh, fuck it. Because I was feeling good. And they
What I
literally
And
love
then
had
about
to,
Demerol is that
they literally
when I
had to
had
get a wheelchair. They had to get
when
a
I had
wheelchair.
my go ahead.
yeah,
They had to get a wheelchair, and I basically slid off the gurney into the wheelchair, and then they wheeled it out to my ex's truck that was parked in the parking lot, and I'm sitting there going, "Oh hell, I must." I mean, I have enough trouble getting into a truck or a SUV or anything that's off, and I'm going, "Oh my God, how am I going to get in?" And then we got home because we only live 5 minutes from the naval hospital. I get home, I opened the door, turned sideways and slid out of the car, out of the truck, and I weaved my way past the garage to the front door, and I was like, "Shit, I don't have my keys." It's like, how am I going to get in the house if I don't have my keys? And I'm standing there, I'm just like swaying and everything. I was like I was a drunk person, and then I couldn't even move out of his way for him to unlock the door, and he unlocked the door, and I can remember be making a diagonal beeline to the couch, flopping onto the couch, going, "I feel really good." Yeah. Okay.
What I love about Demerol is when I had my hysterectomy done,
Yeah.
I told my doctor, I was like, you want me to get up and walk around. And I'm telling you that I hurt so much that even the thought of getting up makes me cry. She's like, yeah, it'll help you heal faster. I said, I'm not going to get up when I'm in that much pain. Forget it. And I had already been in the hospital for like 3 days because I wouldn't get up and walk because of how much it hurt. Well, she said, well, is there anything I can do to make the pain stop? I said, yeah, you can give me a child's dose of Demerol. She's like, but you're not a child. I said, I know, but it will work enough to take away my pain for 24 hours. If you want me to walk, you'll give me the Demerol. Just a child's dose. I don't need a full adult dose because then I'll sleep. Just give me a child's dose. So she said, okay, I'll try it. She said, I'll try it for 3 days. If you walk all 3 days, on the fourth day, you can go home. I said, bet. So she gave me a child's dose of the Demerol in my IV. It didn't make me
Mhm.
loopy. It didn't make me high or nothing, but it did take away my pain. And true to my word, I got up and walked because it didn't hurt. That's what I love about Demerol.
I shocked my obstetrician after my first child by C-section. So, you've been cut open just similar to her hysterectomy. I was up and walking after giving, after the, oh my God, they kept me in recovery for 14 hours because my blood platelets plummeted to 62,000.
Wow.
And your normal range was 150,000. Anyway, so they want to make sure I wasn't hemorrhaging and everything. But shortly after they finally took me to a room, I was walking down to NICU so I could see my baby. I didn't see my baby all day, 14 hours.
Mm.
Anyway, so going for my postpartum appointments, and I'm not obviously walking rapidly and everything else. But, standing up from a seated position took a little longer. But, he said, "How are you walking so normally after having a C-section?" I was like, "Yeah." And, dude, I've had a fractured pelvis. Nothing can compare to that pain.
Mm.
When you have a double fractured pelvis and you have to get around using crutches for 9 months, this is nothing.
Yeah.
Because standing with a fractured pelvis, because it's in the center of your body, and I'm equally proportioned, so I don't have a long torso. I don't have, I don't have long anything, put it that way. But because it was in the right,
I'm
Sheila,
sorry. I'm sorry. When you said you
I'm only 4'8",
I love you,
but it's
Sue.
in the center of. It does. I'm not long-legged or long torso. I'm just equally proportioned. So when you
Right.
break the pelvis, it's right dead center of your, your overall thing.
It's not fun.
I couldn't even
It's not fun.
I couldn't even stand to take a shower. So my little sister would help me out of the bathtub because getting to it upright, out of the tub was extremely painful. So having a C-section was nothing.
I've never had a C-section, so I can't speak to that, but
But you've had a hysterectomy, very similar.
I've had a hysterectomy and it was riddled with complications, but my hat's off to you because you got bigger tatas than I do on that, because the worst I've had whenever it comes to having kids is I had an episiotomy.
Yeah, both mine were delivered by C-section, and on the second one, he tied my tubes. Do not breastfeed and have your tubes tied and a C-section all three at once, because when you breastfeed, your uterus cramps down even harder, and then you have, and then your tubes were done, and oh yeah, it was just miserable.
Yeah. When I had my hysterectomy, it was an outpatient thing. I went in that morning, went home that afternoon.
Oh, heck no.
I was told to go
That's what mine
home.
was supposed to be, but because of the complications, they kept me.
I was told to go home, lay down, put my legs up, and do not move from that bed for 2 days. Do you think I listened to that shit?
Hell no.
Mm-hmm.
No, I got home and I changed the spark plugs in my car.
Okay, let me get this done before I start feeling my pain. Come on, let's go.
But yeah, Demerol is a good one. And the other good one that I like when they give it to me is Dilaudid.
I've never had
had that one yet.
Dilaudid
yet.
Dilaudid made me
loopy.
Had me hallucinating that there was a purple flying elephant trying to drive my car.
Cool.
That right there is enough to scare me away from it. I don't
Yep.
do well with hallucinogenics.
It's not a hallucinogenic though. That's the fucked up thing. I have never ever done that. But for some reason, that particular day,
Somebody went to La La Land.
I
I'm
forgot
like,
to come back.
I lived like 5 minutes away from the hospital. So I was like, oh, I'll be fine, you know. And so I had, because I worked at the hospital and I knew the security guards. And so I had one of the security guards come over and say he was going to take me home just so they'd let me go home. And then when we got out, I said, look, I live like 5 minutes away, if even that. I said, I'm fine. I just needed you to tell him you were taking me home so I could leave. And so he walked me to my car, and I'm like, yeah, well, you might actually have to drive me home. And he goes, why? And I said, because I don't think I'm going to fit in my car. And he's like, what do you mean you're not going to fit in your car? I said, well, right now there's a purple flying elephant sitting in the driver's seat of my car. And he's like, what the fuck did you just say to me? And I said it again. And he goes, have you like literally lost it? Or are you just fucking with me? And I'm like, you don't see it? But I was dead serious. There was a freaking purple flying elephant trying to drive my car.
No wonder you couldn't fit in your car.
I don't want nothing to do with something that's going to do that to you.
But it's only happened the one time.
With as accustomed to medications as you are, the fact that you take
I know, right?
852 medicines before bed, and you still saw that, no, I can't do it.
But it's
listen,
never happened again.
I'm gonna have to get down from here because I need to lay down because my hoo-hoo's really, really hurting.
Yeah, it's time to go anyway.
Yeah, it's after midnight here.
Yeah,
I'm glad
it's
I
after
got
one
to see
here.
your face. I'm glad I got to see your face after like forever.
It's only been a week.
Yeah, that's forever. But we'll see you later. Love you, chat. Love you.
Yes,
Sarah's
guys,
husband.
I love you.
Get a wax.
Bye, everyone.
Love you, Christy J. Good night.
And
Good
I've
night,
got to
everybody.
get ready for this test tomorrow.
See you
Keela,
tomorrow.
I took all my jewelry off because I can't wear earrings or a necklace or anything else, and I feel so naked.
Make a yarn necklace.
Yeah.
Good
I'm
night.
naked.
Good night.
Night, everybody.